we do like to be beside the seaside, and I'm glad to say that the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day here in Blackpool as you look at the famous tower, of course, and we are just down the road from there, of course, at this fantastic outground here in Blackpool as we look forward to this afternoon's match between Lancashire Lightning and the Worcestershire Rapids. It's T20 Vitality Blast action. We've already had one win for the Thunder. Delighted to say that Phoebe Graham is with me, having kept close tabs, I'm sure, on that game this morning. Congratulations to everybody involved. I mean, I'm sure you must be absolutely delighted that you're going to finals day. Absolutely.
It's an incredible win for the girls, and everything just clicked with the bat and ball, and it was a phenomenal win. They needed to win with a bonus point, and they did that and absolutely destroyed the Diamonds.
It's not been easy, has it, though? For the first couple of games in that competition, you struggled a little bit, didn't you? But sooner or later, it was probably going to be the case you were going to turn things around, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been quite topsy-turvy, but I think the thing is there's been a lot of belief in camp, and there's a lot of talented girls within the squad, and it's just that belief and momentum, and we've had a bit of momentum behind us, which has been key to the success in today's game.
Coach Shawsey's been talking about the environment that you've been building amongst the team. Tell us a little bit about that and how the things have been coming along in terms of nurturing everybody's personality as part of that side.
I think it's just been about doing the basics right and keeping belief and faith within the team. It's a great team morale and everyone's spirits have been high, and even when we lost a few games, people kept a constant sort of personality, and that strong belief came through from the coaches and the players themselves.
Let's look forward to this afternoon's game as well. Richard Gleeson's with us. Come and join us. It's great to have you with us. Unfortunately not able to play at the moment because he's still recovering from an injury at the moment.
Yeah, I had an unfortunate incident when I was away in the winter and ended up having to have an operation on my right wrist. So it's just slowly building back in now and getting back to full fitness, hopefully.
Have we got any idea how long you're going to be?
A couple of weeks. I still need to test things out fully and get up and running properly, but so far so good, so hopefully a couple of weeks.
Because you'd love to be involved, wouldn't you, in this game, this kind of game, and the rest of this competition,
yeah.
Having done so well in it previously.
Yeah, but on a personal point as well, being Blackpool, my home club, it was something when I saw the fixtures, I wanted to be here and playing in that, but it's just one of those things with injuries, unfortunately. But fingers crossed the lads can turn things around and get back to winning ways, so we always pick up 2 points in Blackpool.
Give us an inside view then, because we're looking at the track just behind you. What can we expect from it, do you think?
It tends to be a little bit slow, and maybe a little bit of extra tennis ball bounce, but they tend to be pretty good wickets, and it's not a big ground county-wise, it's a big ground club-wise, but yeah, the ball will fly, and hopefully we'll see plenty of balls going over the wall for 6.
And one thing we can be assured of is a warm welcome here, isn't it?
Definitely, always well supported here. There'll be probably 5,000–6,000 in later on. You can see they're coming in now, so yeah, fingers crossed we can put on a good show.
And what would it mean for the side now, having had 4 straight defeats, to come roaring back with a victory here this afternoon?
You obviously want to put those wrongs right and turn a corner and just get back to winning ways. It's a habit when you win, and we've got such a strong side. There's no reason why we shouldn't and can't here today.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. Guys, thanks very much for the moment. Let's make our way into the centre and see what's happening in terms of the toss, because the 2 captains are ready to go. Liam Livingston just giving us a little nod. When you're ready, Liv, if you want to crack on, mate. Here we go. And the Worcestershire captain, Brett D'Oliveira, is calling as well. So let's see how we go. He's got his coin back. The boys will probably have a photo. No, is he coming straight over? Let's have a word. Liam, let's just get the picture sorted out. Always have to have a quick picture with the 2 captains. We'll give you a microphone. Liam, what's the verdict? How have you gone on?
We've won the toss. We're going to bowl.
What are your thoughts on how it's going to go today? Because obviously after some disappointing results in recent weeks, it's vitally imperative that you get back into winning ways, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to be back at home. We've obviously had a bit of a road trip that's not gone too well for us. So, yeah, everybody's excited to be here, and hopefully it does a bit up front.
How much is home advantage the key in a game like this? Obviously, you've played here quite a lot at Blackpool. Does it feel like a home ground for you?
Yeah, I guess you get your home support. That's the big thing. But yeah, like you said, it's a bit different from playing away from Old Trafford, different conditions. So yeah, hopefully we can assess conditions quickly up front and go from there.
What about Worcestershire this afternoon? They're topping the table at the moment, but the good news is nobody's really running away with it at the moment.
No, I think that's the thing about T20 cricket. Everybody can beat everybody, so we've just got to make sure that we build some momentum towards the end of the tournament, start winning some games, and hopefully push for that quarter-final spot.
You know how to do that. You've done it before. How big a factor is experience going to be as you get towards the end of this competition?
Yeah, I think it's massive. I think the teams that actually hit the end of the group stages hard and build momentum at the right time are the teams that usually go on and win tournaments. So everybody's excited for what we've got to come, and all starts today.
Any changes to your side today?
Yeah, there is one.
Do you want me to tell you who it is?
No, I'll tell you who it is. Luke Wells. Luke Wells is in for somebody. I can't remember who. There we go.
Well done. Thanks very much, Living.
Cheers.
Go well. Thank you very much indeed. Liam Livingston having difficulties remembering exactly who is in his team this afternoon. But one player I can definitely tell you is in the team this afternoon is a hometown boy, and that's Stephen Croft. There cannot be many players who know this place any better than this man, Stephen Croft. Croft, it's great to see you, mate. This is where it all began for you, isn't it?
Yeah, first club. Great to be back, and some great memories with Lancashire as well. Won the title here, well, playing at this ground in 2011, and we had 3 games here last year, which went very well.
Just how much has this place changed over the years?
A little bit, yeah. The people are still the same, but yeah, they've put in a tremendous amount of effort. Like most cricket clubs, a lot of volunteers put in a lot of hard work, and great to get county cricket back here and T20 cricket, and yeah, they always put on a good show, and luckily the results have gone our way as well.
We always get a great welcome here, don't we? I mean, as out grounds go, this is a cracker, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant, and my first taste of county cricket was watching down here, and a lot of youngsters as well. Getting out and about in the county is very important, and Lancashire do that very well at the grounds we've got.
Does it still feel good to come home? Does it still feel like home here?
Yeah, definitely. Don't have to drive into Manchester. I'm just down the road in Lytham as well, so it's just only a 10-minute drive. So, but yeah, some great faces here, and still get a very warm welcome.
Now, it is nice to be home, as we say, and Lancashire haven't lost a home game for a long, long time. And let's face it, to be honest, over the past couple of weeks, you've had a bit of homesickness in this competition, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, and yeah, very disappointed with the last 4 games. But yeah, nowhere better to be now. One of our adopted home grounds, and want to obviously keep that record intact, and also get our first win in 4. So 2 important things to play for today. You
had such a fantastic start to the comp, but then the wheels fell off a bit. Can you put your finger on where things have gone wrong in the last week or so?
Not exactly, but yeah, I don't think we've played well as a team and as a collective. We've had a great team on paper, but obviously you don't play on paper. And yeah, it's about, if anyone does get the chance to go big today, to do it for themselves and not just look at the lineup and think it's full of superstars. If someone does get the opportunity today, whether it be bat or ball, to go big and win the game for Lancashire.
As far as the table is concerned, things are looking not too bad, because nobody's really sort of taken this group by the scruff of the neck, really, have they? Because there's only 2 points separating yourselves and the top side, who are your opponents today.
Yeah, it's a long group with 14 games, so yeah, you almost, I don't want to say you don't want to peak too early, but you want to get some back end momentum going into those quarterfinals. And yeah, the main aim is to get out of the group, hopefully in the top 2, but finishing that top 4 is the main aim, which you still want to do.
The fact is that you guys know how to do it. You've been there before. How important is experience when it comes to a real difficult competition like this, where the margins of victory are always so fine?
Yeah, and you are going to lose games of T20 cricket. There's no 2 ways about it. No team will go undefeated in this competition. You look at Hampshire last year, just squeezed through and ended up winning it, and probably half the teams who have won the actual trophy have done that. I think we did it in 2015. We just scraped through and ended up winning. So yeah, that back end momentum is very important, and like I said, just getting those in the top 4 is our aim.
Just give us a little insight then in terms of what we can expect from this strip, because it looks like it's got a bit of a green tinge on there, but I understand it's pretty good for batting here a lot of the time as well.
Yeah, we had 3 really good games here last year. We had a quarter-final one-day game which we chased over 300 at, and a T20 we chased over 180 at, so that there's definitely runs to be had out there, and I think once someone gets in out there, it's going to be hard to stop them. So hopefully it's one of our lads today.
And how proud would you be as a local lad to put on a good score here this afternoon and entertain thousands of people that are going to be here a little bit later on?
Yeah, it would be thrilling. Touchwood, I've done quite well here in the past for Lancashire, so hopefully that long may that continue.
Crofty, great to see you, mate. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Cheers, mate.
Stephen Croft, looking forward to the game a little bit later on as we see the Lancashire Lightning taking on the Worcestershire Rapids. As I said, a big crowd here this afternoon. Let's get out there and join there.
Hello from a sunny Blackpool. I am here with some lovely fans. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm called Sunny and I'm from Bolton, Blackpool.
Nice. Is this your first time here at Blackpool today?
No.
You come often?
Yeah.
Are you having a good day today?
Yeah.
And did you watch the women's game earlier, or is this your first game now?
This is my first game now.
Do you have a favourite player?
Josh Butler.
Nice. And who are you here with today? Because you're not just by yourself, are you?
My granddad and my dad.
Nice. Hello. Dad? Yes. Granddad? Dad? Granddad? Who? I was going to say, I don't know who's the dad and who's the granddad. Are you having a good time today?
Sorry?
Having a good time?
I'm loving it. Thank you very much. Nice sunshine, great weather. What could be better?
Absolutely. And I can see that you've got the sun cream right behind you, so amazing stuff. I'm glad that you've got that. What has been the best thing about today so far?
The beer so far.
The beer so far.
Until the game starts, the beer.
Who are you most looking forward to see today?
All of them, all the Lancashire players. I think it'll be a great game. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
And do you tend to come often with each other? Is it like a family thing, or has Grandad got you into cricket?
Go on.
Well, mostly my dad. Mostly my dad got me into cricket, but I never used to like it, but suddenly, like the few years yeah.
Amazing stuff. Hello there.
Before you go.
Oh yeah, go on.
My brother played for Lancashire in the 70s and 80s.
Okay, go on, tell us more.
Well, my brother was called Bernard Reedy, and he played for Lancashire with Jack Simmons and Farouk Engineer and Clive Lloyd, and he's got his name up in the Hall of Fame where he have at Old Trafford.
Amazing.
But he played for Lancashire, did my brother?
Oh, amazing stuff.
So put that on your news. Bernard Reedy.
There you go. I told you.
He's going to play for England.
There you go. You get inside scoop here. I'm just going to say a little quick hello to you guys. Hello. How are you?
Okay, thank you.
Having a good time today?
Great time, yeah.
Where have you come from?
Preston.
Oh, I'm from Preston. Not far, we're just up the road. Good old Preston. What are you most looking forward to today? Do you have a favourite player?
Josh Butler, I'd say.
Yeah, Josh Butler for me as well. Yeah.
I mean, you're both on the beers. Are you having a good time? Sun's out today. You're only having one.
Sensible.
It's a Wednesday. It's a school night.
It is a school night, yeah.
Okay, we don't go. Wait, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Got a day off today?
Yes, yes.
I mean, if you're not having a day off to watch the cricket, you're not doing it right, are you?
Oh, it's my dad's birthday today.
Happy birthday! A very big happy birthday. What's your name?
Peter.
Happy birthday to Peter. There you go. And the sun's out as well. Amazing stuff. Fabulous. Hello. What's your names and where are you from? I'm going to come up here. I don't want to spill your beer.
Preston.
Oh, we've got another Preston squad over here. We're like a little Prestonian squad. Are you having a good day today?
Yeah, grand, thanks. Yeah.
Did you come earlier and watch the women's game?
No. Been at work.
You're at work? Oh, amazing. Well, they are actually in the final, so I hope you do come down to watch the women's game in the future as well. And on Saturday, I love your bucket hat, by the way. We were talking about this earlier.
Bucket hat on.
No, I'm glad that you've come with the black bucket hat today. Okay, well, that is it from us in this stand with the fans. We'll catch up with you a little bit shortly.
So as you've been hearing, Lancashire have won the toss and decided to have a bowl, which is interesting. Normally when they're on a home strip, they do like to have a bat, but on this occasion they've decided that here at Blackpool they are going to have a bowl first. So let's run through the team sheets. They are in, and we start with our visitors this afternoon, the Worcestershire Rapids, starting with number 4, Michael Bracewell. Number 15, Brett D'Oliveira. Number 17, Jack Haynes. Number 54, Adam Hose. Number 74, Mitchell Santner. Number 27, Kashif Ali. Number 7, Ed Pollock. Number 10, Ben Cox. Number 61, Adam Finch. Number 22, Dylan Pennington. And number 36, Pat Brown. And your Lancashire Lightning side for this afternoon is as follows. Number 6, Josh Butler. Number 7, Phil Salt. Number 15, Stephen Croft. Number 3, Luke Wells. Number 75, Daryl Mitchell. Number 23, Captain Liam Livingston. Number 77, Colin de Grandhomme. Number 2, Tom Hartley. Number 14, Luke Woods. Number 4, Jack Blatherwick. And number 12, Rob Jones. So getting closer and closer to the start of this game, Lancashire Lightning taking on the Worcestershire Rapids, and it'd be nice, wouldn't it, Phoebe, for Lancashire to get back to winning ways. It's been a pretty rotten week and a half, hasn't it?
It has indeed. The games came thick and fast, and it was the away swing that just turned the momentum not in Lanc's favour, and unfortunately winning ways just don't seem natural to them at the moment. So I think they'll be pleased to be back on a home turf at Blackpool on a beautiful day and take Thunder's momentum of a win into their game today.
Interesting that they've decided to bowl first as well, which is maybe on a wicket like this, trying to take the momentum perhaps?
I think so, yeah. Quick early wickets against Worcester will be a great result, and that's what Thunder did earlier today with success. Bowled Diamonds out for 97, so if they've taken some learnings from that, looked at the pitch and thought bowling first is the right thing to do.
Rachel, if you'd have won the toss, would you be bowling first, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. It's obviously a smaller ground, so you can probably chase anything on here. I know last year there was a lot of big scores, especially in the one-day cups that they had here. So I think they'll back themselves, especially with the batting lineup that they've got, to be able to knock anything off that gets posted by Worcester.
In terms of the batting lineup, things haven't quite gone so well in recent games. We're still really waiting for Josh Butler to fire on all cylinders, aren't we?
Yeah, what an occasion for him to do it.
Absolutely.
Sunny Blackpool. Yeah, hopefully he can turn things around a little bit. He'll be working hard. He just needs something to catch fire, and we all know what he can do, so I'm sure it's just around the corner.
The old saying, isn't it, that form is temporary but class is permanent, and you'd expect that with a player of his calibre. Yeah,
definitely. He said he got here a little bit early today, so he went into the town centre, so hopefully there's a few characters in there that will have passed on a bit of good luck to him.
As far as this contest is concerned, talking to Liam Livingston just a little earlier, obviously you can maybe afford to lose one or two as you go along. You don't want to lose too many. But how important is it to have momentum as you get towards the end of the group stages?
Yeah, that's the business end of the tournament. Like we've spoken about it, you don't win a tournament, you don't win a trophy in the first few games. You can set yourself up towards it, but it's all about how you finish. And if you can get a bit of momentum from that back half, it goes a long way when you do get into those quarterfinals and then that finals day. So there's a lot to build on, and they'll be pushing to get to that finals day.
Phoebe, we've seen it, haven't we, with the Thunder side, the fact that lost the first couple of games, but then got better and better as the tournament went on, and then now made it into the finals day. Do you think that's a possibility as far as the men's team are concerned now as well?
100%. It's about peaking at the right time, like Glee said, and there's 14 games in this competition in the Vitality Blast, and only 7 have been played. So I think for Lancashire, the journey's just beginning here. This is the turning point for them, and I'm sure momentum will be in their halves today. And
the good news is that as far as this group is concerned, nobody's really sort of taken this group by the scruff of the neck yet, have they? I mean, the most of the top sides are separated by just 2 points.
Exactly, and I think when you look at the Lancashire 11 and the majority of those players that haven't fired, I think every team that's going to face them is going to be petrified of what day that's going to be, and I think it's going to be today for the likes of Salt, Butler, Livingstone, de Grandhomme. You can carry on with the names, can't you? So today's the day, I think.
It is incredible, isn't it, Glees? I mean, even with yourself injured, they've got an embarrassment of riches in this competition, haven't they?
Yeah, you look down the list of names. There's so many international players in there. Well, guys that have got experience here at Blackpool as well. Darryl Mitchell, pro'd here for a year, so he'll be looking to put on a show for some of the local lads that he knows well. Stephen Croft grew up playing here, so they're going to be wanting to put on a show today, and hopefully they can get that win.
Do you miss playing here?
I still do. So my brother-in-law is first team captain, so he messages me and asks when I'm available. So yeah, hopefully if I can't get any second team cricket in the next few weeks as I build in, I'll hopefully play here on a Saturday.
Well, this should be the ideal place for you to come and make a comeback, wouldn't
Definitely, just down the road, yeah, perfect.
As far as Worcestershire are concerned, I mean, it's been a real turnaround considering last season when they finished so badly, and yet 5 games played I think they've had so far, and they've won 4 so far, so they're proving themselves to be a different kettle of fish this season.
They are. When you look at the table at the moment, you wouldn't expect at this time of the year for Worcester to be top, but they've proved a good 11. They've made some great overseas signings, and they're firing as well for them. So, yeah, good on them for performing, but it's for them to do that consistently and to beat the likes of Lancashire today to show that they are a top team in this competition.
They've got a good bowling unit as well, haven't they? I mean, Brett D'Oliveira and Pat Brown, 2 of the leading wicket takers so far in this competition. They bring a real threat, don't they?
Yeah, they're experienced as well. I think Brett, he's a little bit more skiddy, so people try and sit back a little bit and he gets under them. He's got a few tricks in there as well, and Pat's had a tough couple of years with injury, so I think he's trying to prove himself, get back fit and get back on the England radar, so he's probably a man on a mission at the minute.
And you know exactly what it's like to play here, you know exactly what this crowd is like. How much of a part can they play in cheering Lancashire on today?
Oh, it's always good fun, especially when the crowd get behind you. A few sixes early on or a couple of wickets because we're bowling first, and yeah, they'll get right behind the boys.
We can't wait, guys. Thanks very much indeed for joining me at the moment. Just in case you need a reminder, here's how this game is played.
Each match is played by 2 teams of 11 players. Some are batters, some are bowlers, and there's 1 wicket-keeper. Both teams have a chance to bat and bowl. Look out for the coin toss. That's how they decide which team bats or bowls first. Each team has 20 overs to score as many runs as possible. The team with the most runs wins the game. 1 over is made up of 6 good deliveries from the bowler. To score runs, batters hit the ball and run between the stumps. If the ball reaches the boundary, it's 4 runs, and if it gets there without bouncing, that's a 6. While the batting team are scoring runs, the bowling team are trying to stop them and get the batters out by taking wickets. A few ways batters can be out are bowled, caught, run out, stumped, and LBW. Watch out for signals from the umpires, 4s, 6s, wickets, and these when a bad delivery has been bowled. Bad deliveries add runs to the batting team's score, and the bowler must bowl an extra ball. If you see the umpire doing this, the next ball is a free hit, and the batter cannot be out bowled, caught, LBW, or stumped. And those are all the basics you need to know to get behind your team in this year's Vitality Blast competition.
Ellie, how does it feel to be going to finals day?
Yeah, it feels brilliant. I think, yeah, I've said this before, but from the position we were in to get here, it's just amazing, really, and yeah, testament to the girls' hard work, sticking together, and a great group of people in that dressing room. So yeah, hopefully we can go on better and win it now.
How much of a turnaround has it been from those opening couple of games, and what's been responsible for that, do you think?
Yeah, it's been huge. I think we'll all admit that we didn't really start well, and I think that yeah, that was something we all came together and said, and it was down to us to change that. And I think, yeah, like I said, we stuck together as a group and worked hard in training and got a few wins. And I think momentum in this competition is really key as well. So I think once you got one, we went on a bit of a run, which was nice.
Fingers crossed you can go on a few more now as well. I was speaking to Shawsey a little earlier about the environment that you're trying to build within this side. How would you say that's coming along?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I think there's no surprises that we have managed to turn this around because of the group of people that are in that dressing room, and I think that's the players, the coaching staff, everybody involved, the club. I think we're probably the most well-supported region here, and yeah, I think all of that plays a massive part, and I think I know the girls are really grateful for that, and I think that combined with playing a bit better cricket has got us in this position. So yeah, it's brilliant.
And it's a really good mix in this squad, isn't it, as well, of really experienced players with some exuberant youth.
Yeah, definitely, and I think like putting the likes of Liberty at the top of the order, a really young player for us, and someone who's going to be really key for our future going forward. And yeah, we've got some experienced girls as well. Young Mahika today with the ball really impressed me. She's a young and growing player, and to bowl like that under a bit of pressure. Brought in 2 academy girls today, Liv Bell and Sophie Morris, and they did an absolutely brilliant job as well. And Sophie Morris on debut in front of a crowd in a pressure game, like I couldn't be happier watching that. And yeah, like that just shows what a good group we've got. And they've got a bright future as well.
You mentioned momentum. You'll be up against Southern Vipers, who you lost a while ago to by 4 wickets. But with that momentum, does that make this a completely different affair now, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think whatever's happened. I think that's going to be a new game, and I think in this tournament everyone's beatable, and in T20 cricket everyone's beatable. So we've seen every game as a must-win from the start, but obviously, the semi-final is going to be really exciting, and I'm confident that we can get a win.
And for Lancashire as a club to be here in this position, going to a finals day like this, that's massive for the club itself, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge, and I think it's brilliant because all the support we've had off them. I think it's nice that we're doing well to sort of give back in a way. I said before, we're probably the most well-supported region out there, and the club are doing some really brilliant things for us. So hopefully we can go on and win it now.
And dare you even think about the possibility of that happening and maybe lifting a trophy before too long?
Well, look, it's obviously the dream, isn't it? But I think we need to take each game as it comes, and each moment in each game as it comes. I think we can't look too far ahead, and that's exactly what I said to the girls at the break today. We did the first half really well, but it's all about winning each game.
We wish you the best of luck. Thanks for
Cheers,
speaking to us.
thank you.
Good luck.
Hello, we are back with some of our lovely fans in a sunny Blackpool. So hello, what's your name and where are you from?
Evan Chandler, and I'm from Preston.
You know what, I just feel like I'm drawn to the Prestonians because I was talking to some fans earlier and they've all just come from Preston as well. I'm from Preston. What's your name and where are you from?
Ralph, I'm from Blackpool.
Blackpool, nice. Now, are you excited to be here today? Is it your first time at Blackpool?
No, I came last year.
Do you enjoy watching the cricket?
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite player?
Crofty.
Nice.
Butler.
Oh, nice. Okay. Do you play cricket yourselves?
Yeah.
And is that how, do you know each other from cricket? You know each other from cricket?
Yeah, and school. Cricket at school.
I mean, have you got a day off today or have you just come from school?
Come from school.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you've both been at school studying. I wasn't sure if you were here for the women's game a little bit earlier. Do you tend to come to watch the women's game as well?
No, I don't think I've been to a women's game.
Well, I'll let you into a little secret. They actually won today, and they'll be playing again in the final on Sunday. On Friday, sorry, Saturday. Oh my gosh, Saturday. Okay, so if I asked you who your favourite player is, and you had to just pick one, who would we be saying?
What, in the whole world?
Today, Lancashire.
Today? Yeah, Crofty.
Okay.
Just Crofty.
You're going to stick with yours as well?
Yeah, Butler.
Okay, amazing. Right, I've got another fan over here. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Noah and I'm from Urmston.
Nice. Is it your first time here today?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
A little sunny Blackpool as well?
Yeah.
And do you have a favourite player?
Yeah. Darryl Mitchell.
Nice. I mean, I love that you're kitted out as well. I'm here for that. Who have you come with today?
My dad.
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, do you always do it? Is it father-son bonding time today?
Yeah.
Yeah, come to all the T20 matches and do what we can, yeah. We both love cricket.
Amazing. Is this your first T20 at Blackpool?
No, it's about the third season we've been coming to, but the first one here.
Amazing. Right, okay, I'm going to go for a little wander and just see who we can find over here. Hello. Hello. We are on Lancs TV. Do you want to say a little hello?
Hello.
What is your name and where are you from?
I'm Daniel from the Lake District.
Are you excited to be here today?
I am very excited, yes, yeah.
Do you have a favourite player?
Livingston, because I'm from Barrow, so he's from Barrow as well. So yeah, probably Livingston.
Amazing. I mean, the sun's come out today. You're in luck.
Yes, you never get this in Cumbria, I've got to say.
Never get this in Blackpool, so I mean, maybe you brought the sun with you.
But yes, hope it stays out.
I know, absolutely, I do. I hope it does. Well, I hope you have the best time. Let's see who else we can find. Hello. I'm going to come and give a little quick talk to you. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
William from Kirkham.
Are you excited to be here today?
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite player?
Livingston.
I feel like Livingstone's, firm favourite. And are you glad that the sun's out today? You having a good day?
Yeah.
Have you just come from school?
Yeah.
So it's a little Wednesday treat.
Yeah.
Excited. You come with Dad today?
Yeah.
Do you always come?
Yeah.
Okay, well that is it from us, Scott and Phoebe. It's over to you.
Yeah, great to hear so many people enjoying the sunshine. You can still head into Stanley Park if you fancy watching a bit of cricket this glorious evening, and hopefully watching back-to-back victories. Hopefully lightning following thunder, and we can make it 2 wins from 2 here in Blackpool. I've got Phoebe Graham with me in our commentary tent, our media marquee, our executive broadcasting. I'll stop bigging it up. It's just a tent, isn't it, basically?
Yeah. Well, we've done it well again.
Yeah,
Lancs is outgrown. They make sure that all the facilities are top drawer, and there's some great food stalls around the ground as well. So it's looking good here today at Blackpool.
It is indeed, yeah, looking terrific. There's a championship match here as well in a few weeks' time, which is a real bonus for the cricket club, because they've not played host to a 4-day county championship match. I reckon the last time they did it was 2011, so it's waited a long while to get 4-day cricket bites. So there's a real kind of festival cricketing feel around Stanley Park, which is terrific. Lancashire Lightning have lost 4 on the bounce. Can they respond today against a Worcestershire Rapids side who are top and playing well? And there's a degree of it being a level playing field, I think, Phoebe, because it's not at Emirates Old Trafford, because it's here. Does it give it a slightly more of a neutral ground almost feel to it?
I think it's almost twofold. It feels a little bit like a neutral ground to some of the players, but for some of them there's those deep-rooted connections to Lancashire where they've played the junior cricket here. Richard Gleeson was just saying that Daryl Mitchell overseed and pro'd here for a year as well. So that deep-rooted connection to your county and to your community does feel, you can feel the atmosphere here today at Blackpool. So I think for maybe the likes of Butler and Salt, who are used to playing at Old Trafford, the home ground, I think for others it feels like above and beyond a home game. It feels like going back to the roots and playing club cricket at a ground they feel really familiar with. So I still feel they've got that home advantage. It's filling up here at Blackpool. I think there's about 3,000 or 4,000 in, so I'm sure they'll have that 12-fielder of the fans here as well.
And we're not too far away from the start, about 3 minutes away from the start of this game. Let's just
so, ladies and gents, here we are, ready to go. The Guard of Honour has been formed by the young players of Blackpool Cricket Club. Please welcome your umpires this afternoon, ladies and gents, Graham Lloyd and Neil Pratt. And please welcome to the pitch our opposition this afternoon, the Worcestershire Rapids. Blackpool, are you ready?
10,
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
1.
Blackpool, please welcome to the pitch, Lancashire Lightning!
And Yorkshire make up the top 4 as the players are heading out to the middle. Lancashire Lightning are bowling first. To use pitch, Phoebe, there'll be a degree of that, I'm sure, involved in that decision, that this pitch was played on once. Maybe, I don't know. There's an element, an argument to say, well, maybe Lancashire are stronger chasing. I don't know. It's an interesting decision from Liam Livingston not to bat first on a pitch that has already been used now.
Yeah, I think if we were to predict this and we'd say Lancashire would have won the toss, which they did, we'd have said they would have batted first, just because it looks a belting pitch. It played well earlier, but Thunder saw success in bowling first. They got wickets up top, and that always makes a significant difference to the game. And maybe they just want a change of fortune. They've lost the past 2 games posting a score, so maybe, like you say, it's more of a tactical move to see what they're chasing and how they do that with their starting 11.
We shall see if it works. But Brett D'Oliveira on strike. D'Oliveira and Bracewell opening the batting for the Rapids. And we're going to see Luke Wood come tearing his way in to start the first over of the match. Oh, he's down the leg side to begin with, so that's going to be a wide signalled by the umpire. Who are our umpires today? We've got Neil Pratt and we've got Graham Lloyd. So Neil Pratt is currently the standing umpire, and Graham Lloyd is at square leg, our two umpires today. D'Oliveira has been in fine form for the Rapids. They're a very handy T20 side. They're a really strong T20 team. They've won the competition recently, more recently than Lancashire. In fact, they beat Lancashire in the semi-finals on their way to victory. They're a very, very good T20 side. It's defended by D'Oliveira. Just runs away towards backward point, where Stephen Croft, hometown boy, Croft on his manor.
His home turf,
he bosses it round here. Freedom of Blackpool, Stephen Croft.
I thought when his name was announced in the lineup it was going to get a bit bigger roar.
No.
But Butler won the roaring competition.
Well, that's outrageous.
It is really.
He's the local boy. Forget Josh Butler.
But we need local legends back here.
Yeah.
That's a much better line from Wood. First ball just drifted down the leg side, but seems to have a good bounce and carry here today. They're just taking point to more of a third position.
Left arm over to D'Oliveira. Oh, that's a good ball. That's through to the keeper, Josh Butler. That's a lively ball sent down at just shy of 85 miles an hour by Luke Wood.
It's brilliant delivery. It's just squared up D'Oliveira there and got that extra bit of bounce and zap off the pitch. Almost did a little bit too much for Wood there.
I like it when he gets a bit of zap off the pitch. I'm liking that. Sounds like something from Batman, that, the old school Batman, when you used to get crash, bang, wallop on the screen. Kapow, yeah. Here comes Wood, bowls. Flicked away off the hip. Now, any bat on that is a addition to the score. It's going to be given as a leg bye. So Brett D'Oliveira remains on 0. Score moves on to 2 without loss. Leg bye signalled by the umpire, Neil Pratt. Wood's had a good campaign for Lancashire Lightning with the ball. He's been bowling at a bit of a lively pace as well, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He seemed to have created a lot of opportunities in his first over of the power play this far. I think the only game he wasn't successful was against Notts last week, but he's taken some excellent polls, the likes of Alex Hales.
He was the pick of the bunch, wasn't he? Into Bracewell. Just swings away from Bracewell. He follows it through to the keeper, who hands it to Mitchell, who's at first slip. And there's no run.
But he throws in that fuller delivery, that Yorker, within the power play. And because he gets that extra tail and swing, it's so difficult for batters to play.
Saw a bit of swing earlier on, in particular for Mahika Gore. Got the ball to swing in those first 3 or 4 overs of the Thunder game. Just shaped away nicely again. Wood back in. Let's defend a little bottom edge back onto the pads. And there's no run. Good start this by Luke Wood.
Yeah, very good start. He's got bowling an excellent line. Back of the length, and it's coming up towards the splice of the bat. Does have an extra bit of bounce and pop this pitch. Almost tennis ball-y, Richard Gleeson described it as at Blackpool. So rather than skidding through, it sort of pops up off the surface.
Again, a man that knows this ground well, another Blackpool lad. Wood bowls. Maybe an example of it there again. That did seem to pop up to the bat, didn't he? He's pushed it away defensively into the offside for no run. Well, a wide and a leg bye in that over, so it's a pretty tidy start by Luke Wood. 2 without loss on Lancs TV. You're with BBC Radio Lancashire and the BBC Sport website and app for the second part of our T20 double header from Stanley Park in Blackpool. Scott Reed and Phoebe Graham in the commentary position. It's at ground level here, peering out from our tent, and we're going to watch Jack Blatherwick open up the bowling from the far end.
Made an excellent debut last game against Nottinghamshire, which was brilliant to see. He came in for Tom Bailey, and probably an unexpected opportunity for him with the original starting 11 a few weeks back with Mahmood fit at the time. So he's certainly taken his opportunity, and now with the new ball in the power play.
Yeah, it was a big day for him last week, and it was his birthday on Sunday. He got his T20 debut. He took wickets. His friends and family were there. It was against his former team. Pretty much everything went for Jack Blatherwick on Sunday at Trent Bridge. And here he comes in again, bowling to D'Oliveira. And that's driven up towards mid-off, without a great deal of timing, in truth. Didn't sound like he timed that as well as he was hoping for it. Bounced up towards Liam Livingstone at mid-off, and there was no addition to the score. Speaking to Fee Morris, who got some runs for Thunder a little bit earlier on today, and she was saying about how nice it felt the pitch was to bat on. So there could be some runs out there for players today. It's down the leg side by Blatherwick, taken by Butler. So, oh, it's a no ball, so it's a free hit. He's overstepped, Jack Blatherwick. Oh no, he hasn't overstepped. I wonder if he's flicked the bails off. I wonder if he's no-balled it for that. He's just assumed it was front foot no-ball. I wonder whether, in his follow-through, he's just flicked, caught the stumps. Maybe that's the reason for the no-ball.
I think he might have caught it with his hand, because he's just sort of wiggling his hand at the moment, as if that's...
It's a free hit. Blatherwick in and bowls, and that's dragged away towards square leg. Rob Jones fields. D'Oliveira gets his first run.
It's well bowled by Blatherwick. He bowls that really nice hard length, which I think will really suit him on this wicket. We talked about his performance last game. It was 4 overs, 2 for 21 against a very good Notts team, getting Clark and Hales, so 2 key wickets in that attack. It wasn't 2 dead rubber wickets. They were really important wickets for Lancashire, because they tried to make a comeback in last game.
5 without loss. Stanley Park looks a picture on the blue sky. Blatherwick in and bowls. It's run down towards third man by Bracewell. Just before a single. Gets his first run as well, so score moves on to 6 without loss. We're halfway through the second over of the game. Lancashire Lightning winning the toss and electing to have a bowl first. Lancashire Lightning skipper Liam Livingstone hoping that this mini slump in form can be halted on the Fylde coast, the west coast of Lancashire. Is Blatherwick in, it's driven away by D'Oliveira up and over cover. Down out towards the boundary for 4 runs. Caught it sweetly, D'Oliveira.
He did, but I do think he wanted to get a bit further up and over that, because it only just went past extra cover's hands. Certainly bulleted off the bat quickly. But I think that's where it just stops and holds in the pitch there a little bit. But D'Oliveira threw his hands through it, and successful shot for 4.
It feels salted, extra cover. It disappeared over the top of. That's short and pulled. That's going to be 4 runs out towards deep mid-wicket. There's one fielder on the leg side boundary, which is Rob Jones at square leg, but dragged away through the leg side by D'Oliveira for successive boundaries.
Yeah, he swatted at that. Nice tennis shot through mid-wicket. And the ball wasn't really a threatening bouncer. It was a little bit too short from Blatherwick, and sat up quite nicely in the end for D'Oliveira to throw his hands through.
14 without loss. That's a 12 of this over from Blatherwick. D'Oliveira waits. Blatherwick comes in and bowls. Oh, that's thrashed down to third man. It's going to be another boundary down towards the third man region for 4 more runs. So successive 4s. 1 over cover, 1 pull through mid-wicket, and the other one going to run down to third man. Takes D'Oliveira onto 13. It pushes the Worcestershire Rapids onto 18 without loss. 2 overs gone.
Yeah, a bit of luck and fortune from D'Oliveira there. But I think with full commitment in the power play, with only 2 out, you can get away with throwing your hands through those sorts of deliveries. It was a little bit fuller from Blatherwick. I think he rolled his fingers over it for that, and that's where he mistimed it and got the thick edge down to third for 4. But that's the fortunate luck of the batters in the first 6 when there's only 2 fielders out on the ring.
Yeah, making most of the power play. Perhaps a little bit of good luck to go your way as well. Here's Wood. Balls to Bracewell. He's chasing after a wide ball, but through to the keeper, Joss Butler. And there's no runs. It will be a second over on the bounce for Luke Wood. We've seen this quite regularly through the course of the group stage for Lancashire Light, that Wood will bowl 2, sometimes 3 on the spin in the power play. He's having a second.
Yeah, it looks like he's just popping a slip in there.
Yeah, Daryl Mitchell.
Yeah, thought it was Mitchell moving across from mid-wicket to slip. Try and get a strike early up.
Left arm over bowls to Bracewell, who's down the pitch again, swings and misses. And that little extra bounce again there, Phoebe, just a little sign of it.
Yeah, it is poppy as this pitch, because Luke Wood's renowned for being fast and skiddy, but today he's just getting that extra pop and bounced, and that off the back of a length was taken above Joss's head.
I guess the pace that Wood can bowl at as well just further highlights that, and can perhaps generate that little extra pop and bounce in the surface. Oh, that's an edge down to third man. It's going to be another 4. Tom Hartley's on the boundary at third man. It went to his right-hand side, couldn't get across to stop the ball. It's not where he's aiming, Bracewell, but he'll be happy for the runs nonetheless.
It's not. He was very fortunate once again there. They've just put the slip in of Daryl Mitchell, but Bracewell got his hands through it, thick edge down to third, and went at such a pace that unless it went 5 yards to the left or right of Rob Jones down there, he was never going to get it.
22 without loss. Bracewell moves on to 5. Wood balls again, leaves this time. Taken by Joss Butler. We've got Butler at Blackpool. I've been looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to Butler does Blackpool. It's like a carry-on film. It's tremendous.
If you're going to bring him anywhere, bring him to Blackpool.
Bring him to Butler does Blackpool. 4 months at the IPL, playing in front of billions. He's rocking up in Blackpool now.
Well, apparently he had a wander into the town today.
But I don't blame him.
Got here early. Get some inspo from the locals.
Local knowledge. Another swing and a miss from Bracewell. He's trying to whack the leather off this.
Yeah, I think with this poppy length for Wood, it's actually not putting any dismissals into play, really. He's bowling that back of a length, and rather than what's traditionally Wood being hitting the surface and skidding on to top of off, it's popping, and it's coming through hip waist height, which is taking out Wood's usual dismissals. So I do think he needs to bowl that fraction fuller at the moment.
Final ball of his second over. And he's into to Bracewell. He's a little full of that delivery, which he's pushing away into the offside and salt fields. And there's no run. Decent stuff, though. He's a thick edge to third man for 4 runs. He only runs off it from Luke Wood. 3 overs of the Lancashire Light, so the Worcestershire Rapids innings, rather. 22 runs on the board. It is a gorgeous night on the west coast of Lancashire. And the Rapids have started pretty well, benefited from that second over which was sent down by Jack Blatherwick. And it's going to see a bowling change with de Grandon replacing Blatherwick. First move done by Liam Livingston, Lancashire's T20 captain, in the absence of still the injured Keaton Jennings.
I think he's had a good campaign so far as de Grandon with the ball. He hasn't fired with the bat yet, but he proves really handy and very, very knowledgeable of his own game and how to adjust to certain situations.
Here he comes into D'Oliveira. It's off the front foot and just pushed away into the offside for no run. Probably the highlight with the ball. Phoebe, do you reckon that the Roses match? He bowled well in that game, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Varied his pace. It was a really quick wicket and bowled some really good slower ball bounces that created opportunities, and yeah, it was bowler of the pick for that match for me.
Shuffles his way back in again, balls to D'Oliveira, carved away through the offside, and that's going to be 4. Absolutely flashes its way, bouncing off this hard, fast outfield, down towards the backward point boundary.
Yeah, lovely shot there from D'Oliveira. He's just guided that through backward point. Slightly wider from de Grandhomme, so just rock back and punch through to the boundary.
Yeah, just a little extra width, and D'Oliveira strong on the pull and the cut. Oh, he's chipping this up to mid-on. He might be going. Here he is. Luke Wood takes the catch. And D'Oliveira goes for 17. De Grandhomme picks up the first wicket of the game. Rapids are 26 for 1 in the fourth.
Yeah, well bowled from Colin de Grandhomme there. It looks like it's just stopped in the pitch. D'Oliveira's pulled his hands through it, but not quite got hold of it and caught at mid-on. Simple catch for Luke Wood. They'll be pleased to get that first opening wicket of the Rapids, 26 for 1.
Looks in good nick there, D'Oliveira as well. Looks a frustrated man as he has to make his way back towards the pavilion, towards the dressing rooms.
We saw a couple of wickets like that in the first game here, Thunder versus Diamonds. I think Dobson was caught at mid-on off Tara Norris's bowling, and it feels like the pitch is holding a little bit for those medium-pace bowlers, which therefore balls you'd usually drive and get over the top, get your hands through, aren't quite there to drive. So excellent from Colin de Grandhomme, and I think sigh of relief from Lancs when that ball was caught.
Yeah, I think so, I agree. It's in good touch there, D'Oliveira. De Grandhomme picks up the first wicket of the afternoon. 26 for 1, we're halfway through the fourth over. Rapids with Jack Haynes, the new batter, who's on strike. Here comes de Grandhomme. And forward goes Haynes, just covering up, pushing away defensively into the offside. Phil Salt feels extra cover for Lancashire Lightning. And there is no run. Dot ball to back up the wicket. So far in this opening over for de Grandhomme. Flicked away through the onside, just about up and over mid-wicket. He's going to get 4 runs for it. Dive comes in by Rob Jones, trying to cut the ball off. For a second, mid-wicket, Jack Blatherwick it is. He's in the game, but he leaped high up to his right, just couldn't seem to get a fingertip to it.
Yeah, it wasn't far away there from Blatherwick at mid-wicket. And Haynes just flicked the ball off his hip, but again, I don't think it's generating the pace they expect out there.
De Grandhomme in, defended by Haynes off the back foot, playing it with a straight bat, pushing it back along the pitch.
It's a shot that would normally simply clear the ring, only just went over the top of Blatherwick there. Brilliant first over from de Grandhomme, they'll be pleased with that.
Blatherwick, up he went, both feet off the ground. Fingertip, trying to get something on it. 4 runs is the outcome. 30 for 1, we've had 4 overs. Luke Wood will bowl a third in the power play. Only gone for 5 so far, Luke Wood. He's got Michael Bracewell on strike. So Wood shuffles back in, left arm over. Oh, that's through to the keeper as Bracewell brings his bat down. That just had a little bit of shape away from the bat. It's a lovely ball Phoebe sent down by Luke Wood.
Beautiful delivery by Wood there. Unfortunate not to hit the sticks. And that's where he becomes so dangerous, that Yorker that he throws in every now and then. He doesn't bowl many of them within his spell, but when he does, they're exceptionally dangerous.
Pace off a little bit, that delivery as well from Wood. Just looking back at the speed gun there, been pushing up towards 85, 86. That was just 80, just gone 80. It's down the leg side, this next delivery by Wood. Signalled as a wide by umpire Neil Pratt. Score moves on to 31 for 1. Tricky, isn't it? Bowling 3 on the bounce in a power play.
Yeah, I think it's when Wood's at his biggest threat, and because he hasn't struck yet, Livingstone's going, go again, go again.
And here he comes again to Bracewell. That's defended into the offside. Croft Fields, no run. So perhaps when the ball is newer for Wood, that might just get that little bit of swing.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're using your most threatening bowlers up front that get swing or movement off the new ball. And Wood certainly does that. He's got both swing and pace as a opening bowler, so definitely Lanc's biggest threat within their starting 11.
31 for 1. Wood left arm over, bowls. It's a full wide ball by Wood. Bracewell takes it on, looking to swing the ball away, but through to the keeper, no run.
Bracewell swung to the moon there, didn't he? No contact, but if he had made contact, it'd have gone to Blackpool Tower.
31 for 1. Well, he's been a bit kind of all or nothing, hasn't he, Bracewell, so far? He's not been shy at swinging at a few. Wood to Bracewell. That thuds away towards mid-wicket. There'll be a leg bite. It is. Remains on 5. Score moves on to 32 for 1.
Well, de Grandhomme and Mitchell know Bracewell very well. Seems to be a lot of New Zealand overseas within this T20 comp at the moment. We come across them every team, don't we?
Do, yeah, there's a lot of familiar faces, isn't there? Yeah.
I actually commentated with Michael Bracewell's uncle out in New Zealand, John Bracewell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
This was you in your winter trip.
This was,
down
yeah,
under.
at Mount Maunganui for the England Test.
What a lovely place. Here's Wood, bowls, as he cleared Livingston at mid-off. He has Haynes down towards the boundary. Almost kind of scooped it up and over mid-off. It was a fullish ball. Lifted it up towards Livingston's left-hand side, down to the boundary for 4 runs.
Yeah, lovely shot there from Haynes. He's just gone up and over and known that the whole offside ring is up in the ring. All he had to do was clear the ring there. Lovely shot for 4.
So you were involved in the Super Smash, weren't you, in New Zealand?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Tremendous.
Their T20 domestic competition.
Wood bowls again. Run away through the offside this time. There's a chase on for Phil Salt. He might as well give up, because that ball again, like a little missile across the ground, isn't it? Runs away at great pace. Just eased away off the back foot. Didn't go at it too hard, but if you get it through the infield in this power play, Phoebe, you're probably going to get 4 for it if it's along the ground.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. Timed lovely. Like you say, almost a defensive shot as such, but just pierced the gap. Ball ran away from the 4, and yeah, if you don't get behind it on this outfield, then it runs out to the boundary. So that was actually much more effective shot from Haynes than when Bracewell's been swinging from the hip.
So 5 overs gone, 40 for 1. Haynes on 12 and Bracewell on 5. So this is the final over of the power play. It's Colin de Grandhomme in and bowls. Oh, it's come off, I think, a glove. Bracewell's come to pull it. He's got 4 runs for it. I wonder whether that's just kind of ballooned off his glove over the top of the keeper. Oh, actually, maybe more of a leading edge than I thought. The pace on the ball, perhaps, giving us the clue. It's gone for 4, though.
Yeah, it was almost in slow-mo, was that delivery, from the way that it balled a shorter ball. It popped up slower, it came off the bat, and then Joss Butler flew through the air in slow motion as well. But nothing going in Lanc's favour there.
De Grandhomme to Bracewell. That's clattered off the front foot through the offside. Wood scampers after it towards the boundary as well, just to ease the ball away from the rope. Bracewell comes back for 2.
Brilliant yards from Luke Wood out there on the boundaries. A quick runner and able to stop that from going for a 4, and as they just run 2.
So 46 for 1. Bracewell moves on to 11. So wide by de Grandhomme, wide outside the off stump. Score moves on to 47 for 1.
I'm sure they'll have a clear plan here for Bracewell. They've got square, deep mid-wicket.
De Grandhomme balls. Straight to Luke Wood by Bracewell at mid-off. Hits it right down his throat. Second wicket for de Grandhomme. Bracewell goes for 11. And the Worcestershire Rapids are 47 for 2. Bracewell, the man out.
Fantastic delivery from de Grandhomme there. I think it's just taken the pace off the ball, rolled his fingers over it, and Bracewell going up and over, unable to make full contact, and straight into Wood's hands in the ring. 2 straightforward catches for Wood today.
Yeah, didn't need to move too much, did he there, Luke Wood? But you spotted it there, Phoebe, that pace off from the Grandhomme. This type of pitch, I think it will be quite interesting to see how bowlers and batters adapt to it as the game progresses.
Yeah, it seems to be pace off is very effective as it's holding in the pitch, and that's 2 quite soft dismissals really for the Rapids. They've just not got the hands through the ball there, and both D'Olivier and Bracewell will be disappointed in their dismissals against de Grandhomme. But something Livingstone spoke about last match was them adapting quicker as a bowling unit, so it's learning from what de Grandhomme is doing really well and executing that across the total squad now for the next 15.5 overs.
47 for 2, an important second wicket that for Lancashire Lightning in the power play. Adam Hose, the new batter. It's pushed away defensively into the offside, no run. Phil Salt. Is it cover for Lancashire Lightning? De Grandhomme. 2 balls left of his second over. Again driven, it bounces out into the offside. It's on the bounce, but we do like a crowd catch. Salt went low down to his right to stop it.
I think even I thought that was a catch then. I'd missed the bump delivery and it coming through on the bounce.
Final ball of the power play. And that's a defender back down the pitch by Adam Hose, fielded by de Grandhomme off his own bowling. And there's no run, so power play overs done in sunny Blackpool. It'll be a good view from up the tower today on a clear evening. You'll see for miles, not that I've been up the tower, but you'll see for miles, I'm sure. On this bright blue sky, still days, a very gentle breeze across the ground, but nothing that's taking off the sense of warmth from the sunshine. It's a glorious setting for this T20 match, second of the day. Power play done, 47 for 2. What do you reckon, Phoebe? Power play there.
It feels about even Stevens at the moment, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like either team have a great deal of momentum. Yeah, I think it could go either way from this point in.
Well, we're going to see some spin for the first time.
Nothing like sitting on the fence, is there?
No, I like that from you. That's excellent. Here's Tom Hartley in and bowling, and that's worked away into the onside. And they're going to sneak through for a quick single. And the score moves up to 48 for 2. Haynes moves to 13. I think after a 6-over power play, I think you're right to sit firmly on the fence.
And particularly 47 for 2, it's
about even.
Yeah, it's about right. I think you're about neutral as a coach of either team at this stage.
Adam Hose takes guard from umpire Neil Pratt. Hartley comes left arm round, off the back foot and punching the ball away through the offside. A very watchful Rob Jones with his sunglasses on, watching for that bounce. There'll be a few bobbles and bounces, I would think, if you're outfielding towards the boundary today on a fast, hard outfield. Hartley balls again. That just takes a leading edge. Loops away into the offside. Get through for a single. So pushing up towards the 50 mark, the Rapids. In fact, that does bring them up to 50 now. 50 for 2. Halfway through the 7th over. Hartley ball's left arm spin. He's into Hose. He's off the back foot and driving into the offside. Again, there's no run. Livingston Fields.
I was sat here in the commentary box. We're about 10 yards away from Stephen Croft.
Hartley balls to Hose. Drives it straight to cover, no run.
Very much feels like we're in the action, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, it does.
Different feel to when you commentate and have that trajectory down onto the pitch.
Worked away to mid-on by Hose. Mitchell comes up to complete the fielding. They get through for a single. That's the end of the 7th over. 51 for 2. Hose to Hayes on 14.
That's an excellent start from Tom Hartley there. I think pace off and spin seems to be really effective on this wicket. I think it'll take time for the batters to get in. It won't be one that they go guns blazing from the get-go, because it does seem to have that tennis ball pop and a little bit of grip there for the spinners. So they bring Wells into the attack.
Yeah, spin from both ends. Leg spin of Luke Wells now for Lancashire Lightning, back into the team after a recent injury. Carved away through the offside. Luke Wood stops it at deep point. It's worth 1 run. And the Rapids move on to 52 for 2. Adam Hose up to 3 with that. Brings Jack Haynes on strike. Wood balls, and Haynes rocks back again and works the ball out towards Wood. And they're going to come back for 2 on this occasion. By the time the ball reaches Luke Wood on the point boundary, Haynes and Hose have made their mind up to come back for a second. So 54 for 2.
Yeah, Guy did that nicely through backward point. Wood at fielding deep on the boundary at point, but was able to rock back and just guide that through.
Wells balls again. Off the back foot, lifted out through the offside. Again, Wood's in the game. He's busy out there, isn't he, Luke Wood?
He certainly is. Wells is bowling quite a short length there, so Hayes was able to rock back onto the back foot, and depending on the line of the ball, he's gone in front of point and behind point there for each delivery.
It's driven through the hands of Luke Wells by Adam Hose. Down to the Grandhomme on the long off boundary.
Can hit a big ball, can Adam Hose, can't he?
Yep. They've got some fine T20 players in the team.
One of those powerful, destructive players you don't want to see get going within this game.
Haynes again shuffling back and up onto his toes and whipping the ball across his pads away towards square leg. Croft Fields, 57 for 2, brings Hose back on strike. He's the type of player you don't want there with 4 or 5 overs to go, really. You want him back in the dugout before then. It's worked out towards the leg side by Hose, and Croft there quickly across to field. And that's the end of the over. 7 off Luke Wells' first over. 8 overs gone, 58 for 2 here on Lancs TV, the BBC Radio Lancashire and the BBC Sport website and app. T20 blast fixture between Lancashire Lightning and the Worcestershire Rapids. And we've got this little spell of spin from both ends. We've got we've got Hartley to continue his second over. First one went for just 4. Hose on strike. Here comes Hartley, left arm around the wicket balls. That's swept out towards deep backward square leg, and he's timed that well for 4. Wood out on the leg side boundary, but in front of square, and he swept it behind square.
Yeah, he picked that really well. I think he's picked it on the line of the ball there. Much more leg stump delivery to Jose there. Hartley gets punished.
Hose moves on to 9, 62 for 2. It's just eased away through mid-off for a single. Croft coming up from the boundary. The score moves on to 63 for 2. Hartley again. It's hammered away towards the leg side, on towards Phil Salt at deep mid-wicket. Bounces maybe 4 or 5 yards in front of Salt. He's right in behind it and stops the ball. They get through for another single.
Solid strike out there for 1 run.
Again, that's worked away towards Salt. In the end, it's Mitchell that gets there first. Mitchell coming around from long on. Again, just a single, 65 for 2. Brings Jack Haynes back on strike, 19 not out. Hartley in a balls. Now he's got a hold of this one, but Croft's underneath it and in position. And he takes the catch, Stephen Croft. Jack Haynes departs for 19. Rapids are 3 down now, 65 for 3. It's the Blackpool boy, Stephen Croft. He's never dropping that in front of his friends and family.
That's well bowled from Tom Hartley there, who's just persisted with that flight. And straight down the throat of Stephen Croft. Excellent catch in the deep, no real trouble. And another great wicket there for Lancashire, 65 for 3. Haynes departs for 19.
Yeah, success for Tom Hartley. Stephen Croft. So often you see him, and the spinners are in the game. He's at long off, long on. He's still such a prize asset for Lancashire in the field. So 3 down, 65 for 3.
The boundaries are quite short here, straight at Blackpool, but as you go wider into the pockets, it is a big strike over extra cover, through mid-wicket, 4, 4 or 6, and he's taken on the biggest pocket of the boundary there, has Haynes. And it does seem to be stopping in the pitch there a little bit. So again, a shot that you'd normally see simply go for 6 over the ropes is just stopping in the pitch and straight into Croft's hands. Great wicket and start from Hartley. 1 for 11 from his 1.5 overs.
Thunderballer Phoebe Graham with us here at Stanley Park in Blackpool. Another Kiwi, Mitchell Santner. Oh, that's a good ball by Harris, beating Santner on the inside edge. It's gone down towards the boundary. Wells is trying to catch up with it. Beats Wells. It's gone for 4. He gave that as 4 byes. He must have done. I didn't see the signal by the umpire, but I don't think there's anything on it. It seemed to snake past the inside edge of the bat.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether he'd got an inside edge on there because it did seem to shoot last minute, but just the grip of Hartley there, spinned and turned past him, beat Santner, beat Butler, and then beat Wells to the boundary.
There we go, yeah, past the inside edge, over the top of off stump.
Yeah, it was a brilliant delivery from Hartley. Deserved a wicket for that.
Did. 69 for 3, Wells to continue. And Adam Hose off the back foot. Just chops the ball away into the offside. Liam Livingston comes up from the extra cover to complete the fielding. Hose moves on to 12. 70 for 3 brings Mitchell Santner on strike.
Doing well to stop the Rapids in the tracks here. They're not really gaining much momentum or building any partnerships here, which is brilliant from Lancashire's perspective. They'll be pleased with how they're containing them at the moment.
70 for 3. Wells in to Santner. Trying to run it away towards square leg. Runs off his thigh pad, picked up by Butler. And there's no run. Wells bouncing back to his mark. It's the 10th over for the Rapids. Just drops a little short, wristy flick by Santner off the back foot, but Wells does really well to get across to his low down to his left to stop it off his own bowling.
That's excellent from Wells. Not renowned for being one of the best fielders in the team, but a brilliant diving stop there off his own bowling.
So a single and 2 dot balls so far. There's a run here for Santner. Just works it away to get a wide mid on. The Grandon comes up from the long on boundary. Score moves on to 71 for 3. A dangerous Adam Hose back on strike. 12 not out. And Wells drops short. And doesn't really time it. Drags the ball out through the leg side.
Yeah, he's had some good knocks within this campaign so far as Hose. Against Yorkshire, 44 from just 26 deliveries, and then Northants, 61 from 40. So he's been key to some of the big wins for Worcester so far.
Flicked away off the hit by Santner to the right of short fine leg, and a valiant effort down on the boundary by Tom Hartley, trying to stop the ball, but couldn't deny the boundary. It's the end of the over, so we've had 10 of the Worcestershire Rapids innings. 76 for 3 after 10 overs. Adam Hose on 13, Mitchell Santner on 5. Wickets of Brett D'Oliveira for 17, Michael Bracewell for 11, and Jack Haynes for 19. 2 wickets for de Grandon, 1 for Hartley. And we're in a little passage of spin here, because Liam Livingstone now replaces Tom Hartley, who's bowled 2 overs, 1 for 11. Wells has bowled 2 overs for 14. And Livingstone bowls. That's dragged away towards the leg side by Adam Hose. That's a deep mid-wicket. Saltfields, 1 run. 77 for 3. Captain brings himself into the attack for the first time in the afternoon. He's peering over his right shoulder, looking down towards the boundary. In and bowls to Santner. Just deflects this one off. Leg bars, deflects off the thigh pad down to short fine leg. Score ticks along to 78 for 3. Brings Adam Hose back on strike. Livingstone to Hose. He's gone for a big hit, and he's got a hold of that and plenty. That's cleared the stand towards the car park behind the back of the pavilion. It's a really ferocious looking shot from Haynes. Down on one knee. Powerful looking kind of sweep in front of square through mid-wicket, in truth. Gone for a big 6, Phoebe.
That's huge from Hose. That's the first time we've seen his destructive nature really come into play. Down on one knee. Sweeps that, slog sweep for 6. And clears the pavilion here at Blackpool. Great, powerful strike.
Top edge in this one. Will it get it sweet land safe? It does just about. Wells, I think, running backwards there, trying to take the catch. And come back for 2.
I think that was half an opportunity there for Lancashire. Just a top edge sweep. Wells running back. I think he mistimed it and didn't quite get a hand onto it.
86 for 3. Livingstone bowls again. He goes again. Out towards that leg side boundary again, and clears the stand again. And it's another 6 out towards deep mid-wicket for Adam Hose. He's fancying having a little dart at Liam Livingstone here.
Yeah, he's enjoying this over his Hose, making the most of it, and that slog sweep is going for miles. There's no doubt that's clearing the rope.
Where is it? Can anyone see it? Anyone peering over the back of the brick wall see a white cricket ball bouncing around somewhere? It's another big hit, isn't it?
It is. He's a very, very destructive player. Will take on certain bowlers, and strong strike rate of over 150 within this competition so far.
We might need the magic box of cricket balls here, because I think that one's a goner. So a new ball required. George Bell with the job of bringing out a little box of replacement cricket balls. So 92 for 3. Second 6 in this over. Adam Hose moves on to 28 from 19, and seeing the power and the timing and the strength and the skill that Hose possesses in this Liam Livingstone over. Final ball of it, Livingstone to Hose. He doesn't release the ball. He's done this 1 or 2 times already this season, Livingstone, hasn't he?
He has. When he sees the batter preempt something.
In and balls. It drags Hose forward, playing a miss actually to end the over. That's 11 gone, 92 for 3. Hose 28 and Santner on 5. 9 overs remaining, and a sign that if you're watching in the crowd, you've got to keep an eye out for the chance of cricket balls heading in your direction, with Hose certainly on the attack in that over.
I have rated that from Livingstone throughout this campaign, is that he pulls out of his action when the batter's preempting their shot, and it just stops him in his tracks, because he thinks, no, wait till I've bowled the ball and then you can predict what you want to do. Puts him in the best position as well as a bowler if he's not ready to react to the batter. I think it's different if you know that you're reacting to a lot of fast foot movement.
Jack Blatherwick returns for Lancashire Lightning. So that little spell of spin from both ends comes to an end. Blatherwick's first over went for 16 in the power play. In and balls to Santner. That's just flicked away off the pads, away to deep backward square leg. They're going to come back for a second. Throw comes in. And Santner does run too. The ball actually thrown in from Tom Hartley. It deflects off Santner on his way back for a second.
Could have been a Ben Stokes moment there. All the way to the boundary. Plenty of Kiwis in that want to get revenge. Santner at the end.
Santner drives straight to mid-off Livingston Fields, and there's no run.
Got a very traditional field here with cover out, long on, mid-wicket, square and third and fine. Third in the ring.
It's Blatherwick with that field in place. He's in and balls. That's top edge down towards fine leg. Has he got enough to clear? Oh, he's been put down by Mitchell. Santner dropped by his fellow New Zealander, Daryl Mitchell.
That's a real shame there for Blatherwick and for Lancashire. That extra bit of pop off the pitch. He's gone to pull the delivery but hasn't quite got hold of it. Big top edge and a simple catch there for Mitchell. He didn't need to move. It was straight into his hands and dropped a lollipop there.
Yeah, bit of good fortune for Mitchell Santner. Frustration for Jack Blatherwick, the bowler. Lifeline. Here's Blatherwick bowling again. It's a handsome looking drive. That's going to be 4 runs. Gorgeous looking shot by Adam Hose.
Yeah, brilliant shot there from Hose. Take full advantage of that fuller delivery from Blatherwick. Not going to let that go through without scoring off it. And I think poor execution from Blatherwick there. He's got his field out on the leg side and only cover out, so too much width there for that delivery.
Glorious square drive by Hose. Takes him to 32. Run down towards third man, but Mitchell inside the circle Fields. And there's no run. 99 for 3.
Yeah, much better there from Blatherwick.
Mitchell's had a terrific start to his time with Lancashire, both in the Blast and the County Championship. He'll be still thinking about that drop chance. His international teammate as well. Blatherwick balls, that's carved away by a Hose. Straight to backward point where Tom Hartley fields. It's the end of Blatherwick's second over of the innings. 12 gone for Worcestershire Rapids, 99 for 3. Hose looking in good touch, 32 not out. We mentioned at the start, didn't we, Phoebe, that he's not the type of player from a Lancashire point of view that you want there, still batting with 4 or 5 overs to go, because he's got such good power and timing.
Yeah, he takes full advantage of anything full as well. He likes to put his hands through the ball, exceptional at the slog sweep. Yeah, batter that Lancashire will be pleased to see the back of here. He's 32 from 23 deliveries and really started to let rip when Livingston came on last over from this end. So change of bowling with Luke Wells.
Yeah, Wells replacing Livingston. And Santner off the back foot. Drives the ball square of the wicket through point for a single. Moves on to 9. That brings up the 3 figures for the Rapids. 100 for 3. Gets Adam Hose back on strike. Fielder's disappearing out on the offside. Deep point. Long off. Deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket. And a long on. Correction. Yeah, long on and long off. A back out on the boundary. Slap down the ground towards long on where Daryl Mitchell fields. Score moves on to 101 for 3.
Yeah, dropped that a lot shorter for Hose there. I think he didn't want to get him on his front foot at all, did Wells.
Who's back in, bowling once more, but down the leg side to Mitchell Santner. Umpire spins round, signals are wide.
Wells looks furious in that decision. I don't know if it just came off his body, but he doesn't look happy at all. It was going down the leg side. It wasn't that he'd bowled an absolute jaffa.
Well, Wells in. And Santner, off the back foot, drives down the ground. It's in the air, but it's safe enough because Mitchell's right back on the rope at long off. Shovel down the ground on the bounce to Mitchell. Oh, that's a great piece of work, actually. Seeing that back on the replay then. Done really well to save some runs there. He's flicked the ball back and leaped over the boundary rope. It's cut by Adam Hose. Blatherwick slides across on the deep point boundary to field the ball, much to his appreciation of his teammates and indeed the Lancashire supporters inside the ground.
Yeah, brilliant from Blatherwick on the boundary there. They're an athletic unit at Lancashire. They certainly are a great fielding unit and save every run whilst they're out there.
Wells again, full of ball. Santner pushes it back down the pitch. Well, Wells is wondering whether or not he's run Adam Hose out at the non-striker's end, but
he's gone through Wells's long barrier there. I don't think that was an intentional knock-on, was it?
That'd be a misfield run-out. I quite like that. Wells again. Santner, high towards the leg side. Jones fumbles it. Gets so much ground to come up and try and make. Got to it as well, Rob Jones. Such a good fielder for Lancashire, but on this occasion, couldn't take the catch.
Such a shame. Rob Jones has covered about 60, 70 yards there and had almost got to the ball too quickly as it just popped out of his hand whilst he was on the run. But I think this wicket is proving really, really tricky to bat on there. Just wasn't able to get hold of the ball again and doesn't quite clear the ropes. That back of a length delivery is not easy to play here. And Santner gets away with it.
Yeah, he got there, didn't he, Jones? He'd back himself to having got to it to keep it high standards that they have, but chance put down. De Grandhomme returns for his third over, 2 for 15. That's walloped away towards mid-wicket. Oh goodness, that's a big hit. Watch out in the crowd. That's up towards the back row of that stand. Goodness, that's a big blow by Santner. Slapped away to mid-wicket for 6.
That's huge from Santner. It's just set up nicely for him there, though. I think, if anything, it deserves to be punished as that delivery. Probably. I'm sorry, Colin.
Yeah. Santner's saying, you can't bowl there to me, mate. And that's pushed full and wide of off stump, and it's signalled as a wide.
So de Grandhomme's field here to Santner is square leg, mid-wicket, long on, long off and cover. So you can see he's probably thinking slower deliveries, cutters, yorkers. Keep the stumps in play.
Fires in a yorker, right on cue, Phoebe. And Santner brings it back down and jabs it back along the pitch to de Grandhomme. No run.
I think that's what I've been impressed by Colin de Grandhomme, is obviously an international player and filled with experience, but the different wickets they've played on over the past 4 games have been dramatically different, and he adapts really quickly to the game.
Balls again, is it clear cover just about Santner? Livingston inside the circle, out towards the boundary. Just enough on it to get above Liam Livingston. Hammering the ball away through the offside, Santner. Moves on to 21 from 16 balls faced, 116 for 3 now.
Not convincingly over the ring again, though, is it? It's not clearing the ring confidently, so still in the game.
De Grandhomme balls. And Santner, I think, looking to try and perhaps uppercut it. He can't believe he's missed out.
Yeah, he's furious about that, but a great delivery from Colin de Grandhomme. Nailed the bouncer, come through helmet line. And they're challenging to get a bat on those sort of deliveries.
De Grandhomme fires in another yorker, full and off stump, and it's thumped down the ground to Blatherwick at long off for a single. 117 for 3. It's been a real mixed bag this over, because the first ball was absolutely walloped to mid-wicket for 6, then it was a wide, then a dot, and then he was hit over cover for 4, then a dot and then a single. It's been a bit of the old licorice all sorts in this. Adam Hose is back on strike. De Grandon pointing and instructing fielders where to go. Final ball of the 14th over. Dragged away towards the leg side by Adam Hose. He might want to come back for 2 here because the fielders are all set back. Indeed they do. It's Butler that has to come from behind the stumps. First to it. Leg side field, all back on the rope. The ball was just dragged towards the edge of the circle. And they do come back for a couple. So that's the end of the over. 119 for 3. The worry for Lancashire Lightning, Phoebe, is they've got the 2 guys nicely set here and 2 really clean hitters of the ball as well.
Yeah, that's right. They need a breakthrough wicket here. I think particular Hose, who's looking really, really threatening. He's started to put his foot on the gas and take advantage of the much fuller deliveries. He's 36 from 26, and we don't really want to see him going on and scoring many more here today, because he's hit a clean ball into the stands, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's found the stands and beyond the stands a few times. Santner drives this one through mid-on for a single. Croft comes up from the boundary to field. Santner moves on to 23 not out. 120 for 3. Entering the 15th over for the Rapids. Luke Wells into his 4th and final over. In and bowls. Hose hits him down the ground. It's 6 more. It's kind of flat 6 actually. Probably disappears over the advertising boards, maybe 4 or 5 feet off the ground. The outcome's the same. It's a really strong, powerful shot down the ground for 6. He moves to 42 not out.
Yeah, it's a great strike from Hose. It's just tracy bulleted down the ground. Hit the advertising board flush, but carried that flat trajectory throughout.
On the reverse this time, Adam Hose, but gets himself a little bit tangled up and can't make any clean contact with it.
Yeah, nice take from Butler there.
126 for 3. Key wicket for Lancashire Lightning. Can they get Adam Hose? This might be a chance. He's off the back foot. He's gone high towards the leg side. Who's underneath it? It's Mitchell. Takes the catch this time. Wells with his first wicket. Hose departs for 42, a very good 42. Rapids are 4 down, 126 for 4.
That's a brilliant wicket for Lancashire, dragged short by Wells, but Hose didn't quite get underneath it, and in the end, skied very high to Mitchell, who, despite dropping one before, took that comfortably, and a big wicket there for Lancashire as Hose departs.
Yeah, that will come as a relief for Lancashire Lightning. Hose looked a real threat there for Lancashire at the back end of their innings if he was to go on and bat through.
Yeah, and he's a destructive batter. That's what he's in the team to do. And he was just starting to really work through the gears there. Lancashire will be chuffed with that wicket because it's been hard to start here. Once you get yourself in, I think it's a much easier track to bat on. But we've not seen them go off flying from the start because it's stopping in the pitch. So a big wicket there with just over 5 overs remaining.
Kashif Ali, the new batter, to join Mitchell Santner. 126 for 4, success for Wells. Went for a 6 down the ground in this over, but then gets his revenge 2 balls later. In and balls, that's off the back foot by Kashif Ali. It's pushed away gently enough through mid-on for a quick single. Just getting to the pace of the pitch and feeling bat on ball. Be advisable probably to get Mitchell Santner on strike for as much as possible, certainly at the early stage of his innings, which is what he's done. And 1 off the first ball of his face. A Santner back on strike. Here's Wells. It's off the back foot, slapped down the ground, but Stephen Croft shuffles away to his right-hand side from long on to field. 128 for 4. And that's the end of the over. I think it's the end of Luke Wells for tonight, isn't it? I think that's his 4 overs done. 15 overs gone. 128 for 4 after 15. Yeah, Wells, 4 overs, 1 for 29 for Lancashire Lightning. Back in the side tonight after missing the last couple of games with a groin injury. Luke Wells, he's contributed already with the ball. He'll have a big part to play with the bat a little bit later on. Liam Livingston returns. 15 from his first over, but bringing himself back into the attack. So far, Luke Wood, 3 overs for 14. Blatherwick, 2 overs for 23. De Grandhomme, 3 overs, 2 for 29. 2 overs of Hartley, 1 for 11. Wells has bowled out, and now Livingston is back in. It's driven away into the offside. Oh, that's a really good shot. Off the back foot by Mitchell Santner, forcing the ball away through the covers.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Beautifully driven through extra cover. And Livingston proving to be quite expensive today here at Blackpool. 19 off 7 deliveries.
Timed that to perfection, didn't he, Santner? Plays his next delivery with a straight bat and defends back to the Lancashire captain. There's no run. 132 for 4. Muscled out towards mid-wicket this time. Just for 1 run. Phil Salt does really well.
Yeah, it's a brilliant piece of fielding from Salt. The yards he covered to his right. Could have potentially been 2 there, but he's so quick on his feet and to the ball.
A good return throw as well, wasn't it? Livingston to Kashifali off the back foot, just trying to find a way through the offside. He can't. De Grandhomme's kind of lurking around at short extra cover to field. And there's no run. Livingston in, bowls again. Loops away into the onside. Butler discards the glove, picks up and has a little shy at the stumps towards the bowler's end. No bat on that. It's looped off the thigh pad, so a leg bye awarded by the umpire. 134 for 4. Final ball of the 16th over coming up. 5 runs off this over from Livingston so far. Flatter and quicker delivery, which is drilled firmly away through the offside. And Rob Jones does ever so well to stop the ball. Actually pushes it almost right along the rope. It ran parallel to the rope. He gets up quickly and goes charging after it.
Oh, brilliant piece of fielding by Rob Jones there. He's had a standing ovation from the crowd. Sprinting at full throttle. Throws his full body, Superman dive, and the ball keeps going with him straight on then. Excellent piece of work.
Yeah, it's a top effort from Rob Jones. They did run 2. Could have been 4 quite easily. It's a fantastic effort from Jones to stop it off, to stop the ball and deny the boundary. So 4 overs left. I'm going to see Daryl Mitchell, who's not yet had a bowl tonight.
No, he hasn't. They're bringing him into the attack late. I think the success of spin has meant they've bowled Wells out, given Livingston another there. They've got options, don't they, Lancashire?
Yeah, they do.
And even with just 4 left, it's worth bringing Mitchell into the attack. He's very good at the death. And I think it'll be going straight to death bowling plans here to limit the Rapids to a score under 160.
There's 1 over left for Wood, 1 for De Grandhomme. There's a couple left for Hart. There's a couple left for Blatherwick. They've got plenty of choices. But it's Mitchell. And that's driven to mid-off by Kashifali for a single. Moves on to 2. Stephen Croft fields for Lancashire Lightning. 137 for 4 now.
Just chopping and changing the fields here for the different batters. So for Santner, they've got long on, long off. Cover. And then mid-wicket and square leg.
137 for 4. Mitchell right arm over the wicket, bowls. Hammered away off the back foot through the offside. Salt is there to field on the extra cover boundary.
So good at these deliveries that he just rolls his fingers over. Doesn't enable the batters to get any power. They've got to generate the power. That's what Santner had to do there. and just finds the fielder again.
138 for 4. That's up and over point. It's in the air, it'll land safe. Thrashed away, in truth. Jones runs away to his left-hand side on that cover boundary to field. Kashifali comes back for 2, so he moves on to 4. 140 for 4 now. Mitchell also played here as well, actually. Played some club cricket at Blackpool. In and bowls, that's gone high by Kashifali. There's 2 chasing after it. The captain's underneath it and Livingston takes the catch. Kashifali's gone for 4. Rapids are 5 down now, 140 for 5.
Another good wicket for Lancashire there. Well bowled by Daryl Mitchell. Just goes to drive that over extra cover, doesn't get hold of it, does Kashifali. And simple catch for Livingston. Skied to him. And safe hands.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of nicely timed wickets too, isn't it? I mean, every wicket's a decent one, I get that, but at this stage, when you're just trying to get a bit of momentum into your innings as a batting side, if you can just keep chipping them out, it's difficult to try and sustain that sense of kind of aggression, isn't it, I think, as a batting side.
Yeah, it's the momentum of T20 cricket, and the last few overs and big partnerships towards the end can really make a difference to totals that teams are chasing. So here with 3.2 overs left, you know, what can these two, Cox and Santner, create? Because 30-40 runs here could be the difference of the game. So Lancashire will be looking to take more wickets. That's the biggest way to stop momentum. And Cox will no doubt be looking to put Santner on strike.
Good start by Mitchell. Like it's a kind of a pitch tailor-made for the way he bowls. Yeah, Ben Cox, new batter. Here's Mitchell. Just a forward defensive by Cox. It's pushed out into the offside where Livingston completes the fielding.
Yeah, Wood also bowled really well up front. 3 overs, none for 14, but I don't know if these conditions actually suit the likes of de Grandhomme and Mitchell more because of their variations, their change-ups, and how they can bowl at this stage of the game.
Final ball of the 17th over. Mitchell to Cox. It's flashed away through the leg side for a single. Kind of just crouching down and playing it with a horizontal bat across his front pad. It's not quite a pull, it's not quite a sweep, was it? It's a kind of in between that shot. I don't quite know how to describe it, really.
He bowled a slower ball, did Mitchell there, and it ended up being a slower ball, almost yorked him, and he just had to change his flight path of his bat in order to prevent it from going past him. So yeah, it was an unusual strike.
Yeah. So 3 overs left. De Grandhomme is going to bowl one of them. It will only be one because he's only got one left. So we can confirm that. I reckon Mitchell's booked himself in for another.
Yeah, it could be. Well, no, Wells has bowled out Wood or Hartley, I think, from the other end.
There's De Grandhomme down the leg side to Ben Cox. Umpire Lloyd signals a wide. So 142 for 5. Yeah, I'm going with you, Phoebe. I fancy Mitchell and Wood, but in what order, I'm not sure. It's pushed away into the offside by Cox. They're going to get through, but sharp single. He might have been struggling with a direct hit. You can never quite tell from kind of ground level commentary position, but a pick up and throw towards the bowler's end.
We're not ones to call that, Scott, are we?
No, we're not. No, do not come to us for that. We're definitely looking to the monitor for confirmation of that.
Is this the first time the men have played at Blackpool this year, then?
It is, yeah.
You say they've got a county championship game here
They
as
have,
well.
Yeah, yeah. They play Essex here, I think. Actually, I think it's next month. It might be in July. De Grandhomme to Santner. Slaps it over long on. Over long on, heading towards the Worcestershire team coach, I think, by the looks of it. It was up towards that back row of the of that stand that loops around the far end of the ground, over long on where Salt is fielding. Big hit for 6, 149 for 5.
It was. It just ended up being a nice, juicy full toss there for Santner. His intentions were a Yorker, but didn't quite execute.
Leaning back and driving away along the ground through the covers. He'll want to come back for 2 again. He does. Nicely run by Santner. He moves to 40. It brings up the 150 that for the Worcestershire Rapids. 151 for 5.
Yeah, it's been quite an understated knock so far. 40 off 27, but you wouldn't have known he was going at that rate. He's just nurdled the ball a bit, and then just that one power 6.
Slower ball by de Grandon. There's barely any pace on it. Yeah, under 60 mile an hour, that ball from de Grandon.
He's got about 3 or 4 paces, I think. He's got his cutter, he's got his slower ball, and I think that's his whiff ball that just whiffs out the hand.
His what ball?
The whiff.
The
and
whiff.
Gunn created it.
The whiff ball, I love that. Back of a length, that one. That's pulled. That's going to be 6. Down towards the boundary at deep backwards square leg. Heading towards the portable toilets, I think. Santner pivoting on that back foot, put plenty into that.
Yeah, he got hold of that bouncer, did Santner. Seeing it well out there, and was able to just guide that through to fine leg. Rocked back, punched over. And he's reaping his rewards of the platform he's created. He's batted well out here as Santner.
He has. Eyeing up a 50 here, isn't he, as well? What's he on now? 46. Final ball of the 18th over. Full toss. This will be 50. That's a monster hit from in truth, a horrible full toss, which has been no ball by the umpire as well. Brings up a 50 for Santner. And he's walloped it away off one leg. Absolutely threw everything to that.
Put his heart, body and soul into that, and it's gone for miles. 52 from just 30 deliveries from Santner. That's an exceptional knock and not what Lancashire needed this over. It's been an expensive one from de Grandhomme as he goes into his final delivery, as that was called as a no ball.
It's not a free hit. De Grandhomme to Santner. Clubbed down the ground. One bounce, 4. Long off and long on behind the bowler on the boundary. Blatherwick couldn't get to it. And that's proved to be a really good over, that, for Worcestershire Rapids. All set up and managed by Mitchell Santner. 56 not out to him now. 169 for 4. That's the type of power, really, that the Rapids were looking for, that kind of attacking over. And they've found it off de Grandhomme.
Yeah, an expensive over from de Grandhomme there. 19 from it, and it was the type of over that needed to be tight for Lancashire. They're just creeping up as the total and becoming a really good platform for the Rapids. 169, 12 balls left. These 12 balls will be key for Lancashire. Every single run will count out there, and they don't want them to get any more than 180 really, and it's looking more like a 190 total at the moment.
I'm with you. I think they're eyeing up that 190. Mitchell's on strike. Croft, great catch! Wonderful by Croft. There's nothing that Mr. Blackpool can't do. It's a fabulous catch. Diving away to his left-hand side, both feet off the ground. Mitchell picks up the wicket. Hammered to mid-off. It went at a pace, but look at that. Wonderful catch.
That was absolutely outstanding from Croft. It felt like we saw it from slow motion here in the comms space. He flew through the air like Superman. Both hands, saved hands of Croft. Outrageously athletic catch there from Stephen Croft.
I mean, steady on, Stephen. You're getting on a bit now, mate. You can't be doing that. That's ridiculous.
You could see how he moved and how he pounced almost like a tiger. He was slow and low and then exploded towards the end as he lifted from the ground. That's a big wicket.
It is.
For Lancashire. As Ed Pollock enters the crease.
Indeed. 2 for 5, Mitchell. What a little spell this is at the back end of the innings. So 169 for 6. Pollock, the new batter. Excellent start to the 19th over for Lancashire Lightning. What's the umpire spotted? He's having a walk back towards Daryl Mitchell. Oh, I think it's a conversation about the ball. I think. Oh, hang on. This
There's
ball,
two.
that ball. How many balls do you want? Make your mind up, boys. Pick a ball, any ball. Oh, I don't. Oh, this is a big decision. Absolutely no idea.
And you'd think they'd have been having this conversation last over when the ball got cleared into the boundary twice by Santner.
Oh dear. It's a lengthy conversation about balls, is this? Yeah. Are we happy? No, I think we've got one. 169 for 6. Mitchell was ready to set off, but Pollock wasn't. Now we are. Here comes Mitchell. Oh, he's bottom edge that past Butler. It's gone down towards the boundary. Yet little under edge of the bat of Pollock. Beyond the reach of Butler. Down to the boundary. 4 runs. 173 for 6.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fluky edge there from Pollock. But quite a bit of width from Mitchell, so he's able to just fling his bat at it. He's proved successful there. 4 from 1 delivery for Pollock.
Mitchell shuffles his way back in again. And that's hit down towards Croft. Croft's never dropping it. Not a chance Stephen Croft's dropping that. Pollock's gone for 4. 7 down, 173 for 7. Second wicket in the over for Daryl Mitchell.
Another good wicket for Mitchell there. Safely into Croft's hand. A really simple dismissal. But another good one for Lancashire. They'll be pleased with this over. After an expansive over from de Grandhomme going for 19. Mitchell just 4 from it this over and 2 wickets. The Rapids 173 for 7.
It's a gem of a spell, this, isn't it, by Mitchell at the back end of the innings.
I think that just proves again how this wicket, it's not easy to come out and hit boundaries from ball 1. You've got to get used to the pace of the wicket. Batters haven't been able to clear mid-on, mid-off easily. And again, Pollock's gone for the mid-off option over the top and hasn't been able to get anywhere near the boundary rope.
Adam Finch, the new batter. Santner can't get on strike at the minute. He's watching wickets tumble at the other end. There's Mitchell in and balls. Full wide of off stump. It's a really good wide Yorker by Mitchell. 173 for 7.
Awesome delivery from Mitchell there at 77 miles an hour. Just holds that tram line. Yorker really difficult to play that first ball.
So wicket 4, wicket dot. 2 balls left. Mitchell balls again. He's done it again. Carbon copy. Full wide of off stump. Well, unless the replay tells us differently, that looks like a really good kind of wide Yorker. Here we go. Let's have a look at this from Mitchell. I reckon this is spot on. Oh, he's flirting with that wide line, isn't he? Not quite as convinced now. I've sent it back. Well bowled, Mitchell. One ball left of the over. In and balls. It's full. It's driven down the ground. And it's only worth 1 run. It's an absolutely terrific over. And he's nailed his Yorkers every time. 3 for 9, Mitchell, from 2 overs. There's 1 over left, 173 for 7. Beautifully bowled, Daryl Mitchell. Santner's on 56 at the other end and Finch on 0.
Yeah, brilliant over from Mitchell there. Livingston couldn't have asked for much more from his overseas international there. Bowled excellently. And to just go for 5 runs in the penultimate over is something that he'll be chuffed with.
Gone for Wood. Wood to bowl the last one. 173 for 7. What do you take here, Phoebe, bowling the last over of this match? What would you be happy to concede? Maiden.
I think 2 wickets and 5 runs is what you'll be looking for, just
Happy
like
days.
your other partner, Mitchell. No,
Yeah.
you don't want to be hit for boundaries, really. If you go at 1 a ball, you'd be chuffed with your efforts. So, yeah, I think he'll be looking to go no more than 6 this over. I think realistically 10's probably a good over for him.
Okay, let's see. 6 balls left for the Rapids. Luke Wood is in and bowling. Swatted away through the onside. Salt comes round to complete the fielding. Just a 1.
Well bowled by Wood. He's really good at those Yorker deliveries, and despite not quite executing it, that low full toss is still really difficult to play.
174 for 7.
And this is who they want on strike.
Exactly,
Finch,
yep.
none from 3 deliveries. Don't let Santner have anything, so they've just brought extra into the ring.
Little tap of the bat from Finch. Here comes Wood in. It's carved away along the ground through the offside to Salt on the point boundary. Finch moves on to 1, but that's all you can do, really. Either get a boundary or you've got to get off strike, really, haven't you? Try and get Santner on from a Rapids point of view. Face as many of these final 4 balls as he can.
Oh, 100%. He'll have just been thinking, get my arms through it, hit a sweeper. If the sweeper misses it, I've done an even better job.
175 for 7. Here's Wood steaming his way back in again. Balls. Oh, he's edged it through to Butler and he's gone. Santner departs for 57. Wood strikes in the final over. Just a little thin, maybe toe end of the bat almost from Santner through to the keeper.
It was, yeah, just that extra bit of bounce again from Wood. And he's mistimed his swing, he's swung to the moon. Unfortunate for Santner because he was seeing it so well. But brilliant wicket for Lancashire there. It's proving a very, very good last 2 overs. 3 balls, 2 runs from it, 1 wicket. Wood 1 for 16. Santner departs. Brilliant innings from him.
Yeah, it's just a wicket they wanted though, isn't it? Lancashire Lightning. Santner out, perfect from a Lancashire point of view. Dylan Pennington, who will be bowling later. How many runs can he add to the total to work with for the Rapids? 175 for 8. 3 balls left. Great final over this from Wood so far. That's hit through the offside to Livingston at cover. And they just take a single. That's absolutely fine, isn't it, from a Lancashire Lightning point of view?
Well, it's had 2 wickets and 5 runs.
Oh,
maybe Wood.
Yeah,
maybe they can hear us. They probably can hear us on the pitch because they're only 10 yards away.
Yeah, it's true. Not far away.
So I have to keep saying positive things.
You did say 5 runs and 2 wickets. I'll take that. Well, so far it's 3 runs and 1 wicket. Big Finch on strike. Swing and a miss through to Butler. And the dot ball. Again, pace off from Wood. It's 65 miles an hour, that.
Yeah, he bowled well with that delivery, did Wood. It's very deceptive, is his slower ball. He doesn't run his hands over it like the overseas internationals, de Grandhomme and Mitchell. And it is quite challenging to pick. But Finch went about 10 seconds too early.
He did. Last ball. Can Wood get through it without any damage? Swung away towards the onside. Out towards deep mid-wicket. They're going to try and run back for a second. He could be run out. He will be run out. That is an outstanding final over from Luke Wood. That's terrific from Wood. I think Lancashire Lightning will be thrilled with that. With a score at 177, I think it will be, when that 1 run's added. They tried to come back for 2 but didn't get it. So 177 for 9, I think, is what the Rapids have finished on there. So it'll be 178 to win for Lancashire Lightning. But they'll be absolutely thrilled with that. I think that's outstanding death bowling by Mitchell before it and Wood in the final over, Phoebe.
Yeah, that's a brilliant comeback for Lancashire after that expensive over from de Grandhomme. Wood and Mitchell were brilliant to only score 8 runs from the last 2 overs and take 3 wickets has just put the foot on the brake there for Worcester Rapids. 176 for 8, that could have easily been 190, and I think mentally that puts the momentum into Lancashire's half. They'll come off the pitch positive with how they've played, and it's time for that top order to fire. I think they'll be pleased with that. Some great displays of bowlings, a great knock from Phil Santner. Overall, I think it's a good total, but one that Lancashire can certainly chase down.
Well, you said it'd be quite nice to get 2 wickets and 5 runs off that final over. They've got 2 wickets and 3 runs. It's even better.
Well, they must have heard me and thought I'll beat what you've just said, Phoebe. So, yeah, excellent from Lancashire there. I think they've fielded as a unit. They dropped a couple of easy chances, but it's a quick, bobbly outfield, and they've done some brilliant groundwork to prevent boundaries from being scored.
So they finished the Worcestershire Rapids after 20 overs on 177 for 9. I think that's an outstanding bowling display by Lancashire, certainly at the back end at the death there by Mitchell and by Wood. So 178 will win it for Lancashire Lightning to end this run of 4 successive defeats. For viewers on Lancs TV, I'm going to hand you across to Fraser.
177 for 9 then, Worcestershire Rapids. I'm joined by Glees with me. What did you make of that for an innings?
Yeah, I think they're probably about at par there. I thought 180 before the game. And yeah, it's difficult to defend at times if a batter gets going. So yeah, we'll have to bat well.
There were some decent partnerships, weren't there? I mean, in there, particularly when we had some massive slog sweeps from Adam Hose. I mean, what was going through your mind when he was smashing it all over the place?
Yeah, I've seen a few big hits on here over the years, but they were definitely right up there. But it's one of them. It's still only 6, but the boundaries are a bit shorter, so it just takes 1 or 2 guys to get going, and when you can eat into that target pretty quickly.
Mitchell Santner we saw doing a good job in the middle as well with the bat. A couple of occasions when he was dropped, Daryl Mitchell, probably the most unlikely you would have expected for that to happen. The difficult opportunity for Rob Jones as well, though. But in these opportunities, you've got to be taking them, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it's a really clear sky today, so that always makes it a little bit more difficult, especially for the high catches. But we'd be looking to try and catch them 9 times out of 10, but that's cricket. That's the way it goes sometimes. We'll have to put that behind them and get on with the batting.
In terms of the wicket, we saw 1 or 2 times that the ball seemed to be really sort of popping up. It was as if it was sticking a little bit almost and coming up at the batsman, as opposed to maybe skidding through, which we might see elsewhere. Is that a particular trait of the Blackpool pitches, would you say?
Yeah, I think because it's not a true county wicket, it does tend to stick in that little bit more tennis bally. So guys that tend to sit back tend to do a bit better. Stephen Croft, he's obviously really gone on the back foot. He grew up playing here, so he'll know that well. And then if you get the chance to free your arms, for anything that's slightly over pitched, but it tends to be the shorter stuff that you can really get hold of.
Overall, the bowling unit did pretty well, I think. What did you make of how Lancashire were bowling today?
Yeah, I think we got on top of them at times and shut them down, and then they had the odd spell where they scored in flurries, really. So it'll be an interesting chase. It'll be a difficult chase because runs on the board is always what you want. But yeah, I'm backing us.
What do you think in terms of, you mentioned that the local lad, Stephen Croft in particular, will know this pitch very, very well. He'll know the conditions. How important will it be a factor, do you think, in a run chase like this?
We've got a lot of experienced heads, but he always puts on a show in Blackpool. He's already taken a screamer in the field, so he's ticked the box.
It was not bad, was it?
It wasn't bad at all. He still moves well for an older gentleman. But yeah, it's those types of innings, we will need somebody to have a decent innings. I think Santner was their top scorer there, but we will need somebody to probably try and see it through and take that responsibility, which maybe we've been lacking in the last few away games.
Overall, how difficult a chase is this going to be? Are you still confident Lancashire can come away with a victory here?
We'll see how difficult in 20 overs time, I suppose.
Don't sit on the fence, Lees. Come on.
I think we scored 220 here last year, so you look at 180 and you give yourself, you think you're ahead of the game.
It's very possible.
Very possible.
It's very possible.
Over in 17 overs, that's what I'll go for.
Fingers crossed. There you go. You heard it from Glees. Fingers crossed that is the way it happens. Terrific atmosphere here in Blackpool. The fans are loving it. Let's get in among them. They are.
the stands with our lovely fans. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Damien, I'm from Darwin. This is my mum, who's living in Lytham.
Oh, hello. Are you all having a good day out today?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Lovely.
Yeah, I'm going to come over to you and have a little chat. Hello, what's your name and where are you from? Charlie, is this your first time here?
No.
You've come here before? You having a good day?
Yeah.
And have you had a day off school today or have you just come from school?
Our school's got a week off.
Oh, that's lucky. And I'm here to watch the cricket. Did you watch the women's earlier or have you just come to watch the men's game today?
Come to watch the men's game.
Do you have a favourite player?
Liam Livingston.
Have you managed to get a quick glimpse of him today? Have you given him a little wave? Yeah? Okay, well, you're going to enjoy the second innings soon.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. I'm going to hop on here because there's some more fans over here. Hello, what's your name and where are you from? What's your name? Where are you from?
Billy.
Where have you come from, Billy?
Home.
Home. Come from home. We love that. Where's home?
Oldham.
Oldham. Nice. I love that. Just where have you come from? Home. Are you having a good day today?
Yeah.
Okay, out of 10, what are we saying?
10. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Okay, what will make it a 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
No,
The ice cream?
What?
What would make it a 10 out of 10?
If it were much on you.
Now, do you have a favourite player?
Yeah, just Butler.
Have you managed to see him today?
I've seen him on match, but I haven't seen him in that close.
Oh, well, hopefully you do. And you've got your little finger over here. Have you been jumping up and down?
Yeah.
Have you all had a good day out today?
Yeah, it's been great. Lovely, yeah.
I don't know, a lovely, sunny day as well. And you've even got Blackpool Tower in your view.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We want Josh Butler to ping a few off that tower.
I know, it was close before, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, guys. That's it from us. Scott, it's over to you.
Nice room.
How's that? How's that? Oh.
How's that?
That is Tim David.
Side 12 behind the rope. Good enough, Tom Harley. Good enough, Lancashire. That has gone a long way.
Boy, what a striker of a ball he is.
Salt has held that one away. Parkinson has his man. Oh yes, he's going to enjoy that.
Oh, what a beauty.
And Salt and Butler to open the batting then for Lancashire Lightning. Phoebe Graham back alongside me here in the commentary box.
Yeah, you can't change the batting lineup here, can you? No, you just back the talent back the unbelievable stars that they have in this Lancashire 11 and hope today's the day they fire.
Yeah, well, at some point it's going to work. And at some point they're going to fire, and at some point it's going to be quite damaging to the opposition.
It might ruin someone's career.
Certainly ruin a few figures. Here we go then. Let's see what they can do. Well, this is eased away down towards the fine leg boundary for leg buys. 4 leg buys, actually. No bat on that from Salt. Flicked away off the thigh pad. Runs on the board for Lancashire Lightning in a run chase. But 4 leg buys to get Lightning up and running. Dylan Pennington opening up the bowling for the Worcestershire Rapids. There is a slip in place. 178 is the target for Lancashire. Salt off a bottom edge, drags it past the stumps. Disappears away to backward square leg. I can hear a brass band from somewhere. Where's the brass band coming from? Can you hear a brass band?
I think there's a little bit of a Barmy Army down at Long Off.
Oh, excellent.
But we're unable to see them, but it sounds like they've got a trumpet, maybe even a bass.
Oh, like a bit of brass band action.
Tell you what, I heard a bit of brass band yesterday.
Did you?
Went to see Elton John.
Did you meet him?
Didn't meet Elton John, no.
Okay.
Sadly wasn't able to get the VIP guest list for that gig.
Here's Pennington in and balls left by Butler. Through to the keeper, no run. For those that were not listening to the BBC Sport website and app on Sunday, when Lancashire Lightning were playing the Notts Outlaws, Phoebe revealed sensational revelation that not only did she go to Coldplay the night before, but she met Chris Martin.
Oh, here come the band.
They really are.
So if you're watching Lancs TV, you can see there's
Look at these guys.
A trumpet, a drum, and a trombone.
Look at the size of
that.
What
an act.
Blimey. Pennington balls, left alone by Butler, taken by the keeper, and there's no run.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get Coldplay tickets for Saturday evening before our game at Blackpool on Sunday. And the tickets were VIP, so we were able to be in the after party with friends and family and had a handshake with Chris Martin and a chat with James Anderson.
But Chris Martin didn't speak, did he?
No, he didn't.
He's resting his voice, wasn't he? He had to write notes on a piece of paper. Here's Pennington in and balls to Butler. And that's worked out towards mid-wicket for 1 run, 6 without loss. He didn't speak, did he?
No, he didn't. So he was typing everything in his phone because he rests his voice. And apparently he treats his singing like the ultimate athlete, so like a Virat Kohli, and eats lean, trains, doesn't speak after a gig, and he's quite the phenomenal artist, really.
Pennington in and balls. Oh, it's a good ball. That's found the edge of Salt's bat. Keeper diving away to his right-hand side. End of the first over. 6 off it. Pace off it again by Pennington. We saw that quite a bit when Lancashire were bowling, taking the pace off the ball. Salt 1, Butler 1, 6 without loss, 1 over gone. Target of 178 to win for Lancashire Lightning.
Yeah, nice start from Pennington there. That last delivery just got a little bit of nip off the seam, and that bounce saw an edge from Salt but wasn't able to find anyone in the slip cordon. Butler watching 2 go past the bat and guiding 1 through the leg side. I think they both know here it's building your innings, not doing anything silly, both scoring 1 from the first 3 deliveries faced. Score 6 from none.
Butler on strike, and Adam Finch in and balls to Butler. Oh, it's gone through, hasn't it? A pace towards the keeper. It's been signalled as a wide. It took off. It had Ben Cox, both feet off the ground, leaping across first slip.
Yeah, that certainly did have that extra bit of bounce in the wicket there. Guided that wider. Butler was able to just watch that through.
Will it be Butler's day? He's been waiting for Blackpool. Butler's been waiting for Blackpool to get going. It's playing a miss from Josh Butler through to Cox. He's no run. It's a bit like Strictly, isn't it? Everyone's desperate to get to Blackpool. maybe that's what it is.
Finals are, isn't it?
Maybe Salt and Livingston and Butler have just been waiting for Blackpool, the big day out.
Absolutely. Well, Finch is getting some nice movement away from the bat there. And Butler was enticed by that delivery, so It's making sure you perform on that stage in Blackpool.
It is, yeah. Finch to Butler, high towards mid-wicket and over the rope. And 6 runs for Butler. I'm pretty sure that's crossed the rope before bouncing first. It did. Confirmation from the umpire. Butler lifts it away towards deep mid-wicket. Nonchalant by Butler. Gets his first 6 of the match.
Yeah, classic Joss Butler shot there. At ease, flicking that off the legs, through mid-wicket for 6. We've seen it many times before, and hopefully we'll see it many times this evening. Lovely shot, effortless for 6.
There's Finch into to Butler, reaching for that and just working the ball out towards deep backward square, deep backward point. The score ticks along. Brings Salt back on strike. Well, they've both watched Worcestershire bat and how they perform. They've had a little bit of a go themselves with the bat. Salt's faced 3 deliveries so far for 1 run. 12 without loss. We're halfway through the second over. Comes and balls. Oh, beats Salt.
It's well bowled again by Finch. He's just cut Salt up there. It's come across him, nipped away. Salt's gone for quite an expansive drive, and it's nipped back in actually over the top of off stump and absolutely cut him up.
That's a great delivery.
But yeah, the last few deliveries going away from the bat.
Finch balls again to Salt. And again, that does a bit. Here you go. You see both batters come down the pitch now.
Well, that's gone away. The previous ball into him. So he's just trying to pick the line here, Salt, and he's getting done over there. 2 from 2 from Finch. That one nipping away, one nipping back in. What's he going to look to do here?
It's Finch to Salt. And that's driven up to mid-off, and there is no run. That's the end of the over. We've had 2 overs here at Stanley Park in Blackpool. Good crowd in today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful evening. We're actually sat in the shade, so we're getting colder and colder, but I think anyone that's in the sun, then we've got a lot of shorts, t-shirts. There might even be a few tops off in the crowd.
Oh my goodness. Is there any need for that? Topping up the tan, perhaps. Comes back in towards Butler from Pennington. There's no run. I'm just looking at the scorecard here. I wonder whether that hit for 6. It's been. I think they're giving it as a 4 to Butler, not a 6.
I thought it had bounced, you know.
Right, okay.
It went quite high, but I think it had just fallen short and sort of scurried along the boundary ropes. But then the umpire signalled 6 and you said 6, so I thought, oh, I've seen that wrong.
Yeah, well, I thought the umpire signalled 6.
You did?
This has gone high out towards the offside point, coming up and bouncing short. Butler comes back for 2. Pat Brown coming up from the point boundary. Landed short, slashed away at that. Went high.
Oh, well, another excellent delivery from Finch there. That awkward length that looks full enough to drive, but just stopped on him again and nearly went through to backward point. But in the end, free, and Butler survives another day, 8 from 8.
14 not without loss. Oh, that's a good ball. Sharp delivery, turns Butler around. He's doing a bit early on here, isn't it, with this new white ball?
Yeah, that again is an excellent delivery from Pennington. It's just nipped away, bounced, popped, and made Butler look silly, really. Pennington's taken quite a few wickets for Worcester this campaign. I think he's one of the lead wicket takers across the competition.
Terrific new ball bowler in the power play for the Rapids. Left by Butler. through to the keeper, no run. So yeah, just to confirm that signal by the umpire was for 6, but they've changed it. So it was in the end of changed that 6 to a 4 for Butler. So he's on 8. Salt on 1. Score bottom of the screen for those watching on Lex TV. Spot on, 14 without loss.
Just had a text through from my Sale Club captain saying, FYI, if you've met Chris Martin, we've fallen out.
Oh dear.
That's a fallout with the cricket club then, isn't it?
Unless you dropped, isn't it? It's Pennington in and balls. And nudged away towards the onside, but no bat on it, I don't think, from Butler. It might be a leg by, it is. 15 without loss. Oh dear, why would you be... Why is he falling out with you? Is he a Chris Martin
he's
fan?
a mega fan. I think
right.
he's been to
So
about...
So it's jealousy?
Yeah, about 14 gigs or something.
Oh dear.
He's definitely seen him in Manchester. He was looking to go again in Manchester the following day. Don't know if he got held of a ticket, but I got held of a VIP one, so...
I don't think this is helping your cause.
Mike.
Pennington balls to Salt. Run down towards deep backward point. Brown comes up to complete the fielding. Salt gets a single, moves on to 2. That's the end of the 3rd over. So Lancashire Lightning, their target is 178 to win. Salt on 2, Butler on 8. And 16 without loss in the shadows of the tower here at Blackpool. Little below where they would need to be, but the important thing here for Lancashire Lightning is that they have wickets in hand. They'll look to try and attack at the back end of their innings. Salt and Butler, can they get Lancashire through a power play? They've not had a good power play since the first couple of rounds of fixtures.
Yeah, it was like for like with Worcester, really. They were 0 for 22 off the first 3. I think what was great for Pennington there was the spice and bounce he was getting off the wicket, the movement. They've proved quite challenging, these opening bowlers for Worcester.
Here's another talented one. Pat Brown into the attack. Salt off the back foot, goes high towards the leg side. And he'll shuffle back for a couple. So 2 more to Salt. Mitchell Santner on that leg side boundary. Salt moves on to 4. 18 without loss.
Lanky the Giraffe's having a real good time at the boundary. He's actually following the square leg fielder, which I don't know if that's okay.
It's Brown to Salt. It's nudged away off the hip. Santner comes up from the boundary to field with Lanky behind him, lurking. There he is in the distance.
You're getting quite rowdy, the Blackpool crowd now. Just chanting Lanky, Lanky.
He was booed at Headingley, wasn't he, Lanky? When he was walking in front of the Western stand in the Roses match.
I mean, he laid booed down in front of the Western Terrace, which was quite a bold move for old Lanky.
I think he was egging him on a bit. Here's Brown to Butler, steps across the stump, trying to ramp the ball into the gloves of Ben Cox, no run.
We've seen Butler do that many a time, the classic ramp shot where he makes space, leans away and guides that through fine leg. But he misses that, and Brown's arms in his hand, hands in his head. Oh, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. Arms in his head. Who knows? Anyway, it was
something like
in
that.
disarray.
We knew what you mean. Brown to Butler. He's gone again, and he gets it away this time for 6. Oh, that's Butler at his best, isn't it? That's the Butler scoop that we all know and love. Success for Butler.
Yeah, brilliant from Butler there. Similar delivery, but this time executed to perfection. And that's Butler at his best there. You can see his little shoulder wobble coming in, can't you?
Could have it, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling, Phoebe, Butler's been waiting for Blackpool. I think basically this is it. He's just thought, you know what, I'm not bothering until Blackpool.
He's just needed to get to a proper ground, didn't he?
Get to a proper ground. Yeah. Come and have a bit of fun on the seaside. 14 from 13. Butler 25 without loss. Brown to Butler. And his runs here work through mid-wicket. Beautiful touch play, just eased out towards deep mid-wicket. Oh, wonderful timing. Perfect from Butler. Just a little flick away. Out towards mid-wicket. Time to perfection for 4.
Yeah, awesome from Butler there. just guided with precision, knew exactly where the gap was. And with the outfield as fast as it is, that just races along the boundary for 4.
29 without loss, 1 ball left of the 4th over. Butler 18 not out. Brown to Butler. It's pushed up to mid-on. And through he goes for 1 run. And he keeps the strike as well. He moves on to 19. So 19 to Butler. He's faced most of the strike. Salt is 5 off 9. 4 overs gone. Lancashire's mascot's a happy giraffe. He's 30 without loss after 4. It's a hot day for Lanky, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Yeah. He's getting his pre-season in before finals day.
Looks like they're staying with Pennington on at this end, who's proven challenging so far. 2 overs, 0 for 5, but some of the deliveries have really challenged. Squared up Butler, squared up Salt. And with the ball still nipping around and doing a bit, I think it's a good decision by Rapids to keep him on here.
It's a decision, perhaps, Phoebe, that reflects their need to try and break this partnership in this power play.
Definitely a wicket here will be massive for them.
Here comes Pennington to Butler, up onto his toes, just drops it away into the offside. And there is no run. Jack Haynes coming up from cover to field. So we're still in the power play. This is the 5th over. So fielding restrictions are still in operation. We got fielders. Deep square, deep point. The 2 outside the circle. Out towards the boundaries. Pennington again. Butler goes for the scoop again, but doesn't time it.
It's an interesting scoop, that, wasn't it? I think it might have been a slower delivery there from Pennington. Yeah, 72 miles an hour. I think he's been clocking about 84, 85. And it's almost caught the back of Joss's butt there, and it could have easily been hit onto the stumps.
Yeah,
Fortunes with him at Blackpool, though.
Happy days. Flicked out towards deep backward square leg. 4 more for Butler. Little shuffle of the shoulder there by Butler. And flicked away behind square leg for 4.
It's his signature shuffle that helps him regain his focus every ball. Slightly Fuller was able to whip that through. Square leg. Thank you very much. Butler moves on to 23 from just 18 deliveries.
34 without loss, halfway through the 5th. There's Pennington. Butler nudges the ball behind square on the leg side this time. Gets through for a single. Michael Bracewell coming up to complete the fielding. Butler to 24, 35 without loss. Lancashire Lightning. Got 2 balls left of the 5th over. Not had too much success so far in the power play with the bat, Lancashire Lightning. Certainly in the latter part of the first half of the group stage. So far, so good here tonight. That's hit back over the bowler's head. Salt might be gone here. He is. Goes for 5. Pennington's reward for an outstanding spell with the new ball is the dismissal of Salt. Flicked it to mid-on. And the catch taken by Mitchell Santner. And Lancashire lose their first wicket.
Yeah, another soft dismissal there for Salt. He'll be very disappointed with that, but that's just that sticky wicket, the ball sticking on a length. And a ball that would traditionally be able to be hit through the square leg region has just sat, slowed through, and he's ended up punching that to mid-on. Simple catch. Brilliant wicket for Pennington. He's bowled really well here. 1 for 10 off his 2.5 deliveries, and it's Luke Wells that joins Joss Butler at the crease.
Yeah, it's reward, isn't it, for Dylan Pennington?
I think that just shows that the wicket is slowing up, because that would have traditionally been a slap through mid-wicket for Phil Salt. He plays in a similar style to Butler, but he's playing ahead of where the ball's coming to, whereas Butler's waited and waited and played exceptionally timelessly through with his head over the ball.
Luke Wells is the new batter. There's a slip in place. Final ball of Pennington's third over. Run away through backward point by Wells off the back foot. Slightly angled bat, steering it safely into the ground. And gets a run, so that completes over number 5 for Lancashire Lightning. 36 for 1, 5 overs gone. There's a really good feel around the ground. The kids are in today as well, wanting Lanky's autograph. Plenty of school kids in. Numbers inside Sandy Park have been excellent all day. They've built nicely through the course of the day as well. Fabulous to see Joss Butler coming here and Liam Livingston here as well. And it's a memorable day for cricket fans on the west coast of Lancashire.
Yeah, it's a reasonable start for Lancashire. 36. Oh, not out the power play. There's me jumping ahead here.
You are. You're eager.
My eyes. I actually read 5 or 6 there. Maybe I need to go to the opticians.
It's Finch, final over of the power play. And Wells thrashes the ball away through the onside, out towards deep square leg. Comes back for 2.
I'm pleased they've sent Wells here in at 3 versus Croft, because he has batted exceptionally well up top and been really destructive within the power play, and it's taking advantage of the power play, which can create such a strong foundation as in this T20 format. So sending him in with an over left of the power play, I think, is really important.
Stands tall at the crease, the left-hander. Oh, he's gone high through the onside. He could be a goner here. He should be a goner. He is a goner. Ed Pollock takes the catch. Wells goes for 3. Lancashire lose a second in the power play. Got plenty of height, not much distance.
It did. Once again, playing the ball early on a very popping pitch. Wells plays his hands through it, comes onto the splice of the bat, skies into mid-wicket. Good catch from Pollock in the end, but a soft dismissal. Lancashire 38 for 2. And Stephen Croft, the Blackpool man himself, walks in to meet Butler at the crease.
Yes, don't panic. Stephen Croft's here. 38 for 1. He's already taken an absolute stunning catch earlier on today. I mean, it was magnificent.
That's the roar we want to hear for Stephen Croft. Louder, fans, louder. He's a local lad.
Exactly, yeah. Give it full throttle.
I think this is where Lancashire need to learn quicker about the pitch and what it's doing. The 2 dismissals, those were the dismissals that we saw in the first half as well.
There's Finch to Croft. He's off the front foot and pushing up towards mid-off. No run, so a dot ball to 2, and then the wicket, and then 1. It's the final over of the power play. 38 for 2. Butler 24 at the non-striker's end. He's on 0. Finch coming in to Croft. Oh, playing a miss. Maybe a little extra bounce again.
Yeah, that had to be his effort ball there from Finch. Rather than stopping in the pitch, that squirted through. Took Croft by surprise. And well bowled again by Finch.
38 for 2. 2 balls left of the 6-over batting power play. There's Finch into to Croft. Again, can't get bat on ball. Again, that little extra bounce. Plays underneath it, Croft. It's taken by the keeper, Ben Cox. No run. This is a really good over, this from Finch, to end the power play.
Zip through head height to Croft there. He looked to try guide it through third. Probably good in a way, didn't get a bat on it, because I think that could have been straight into the keeper's hands.
1 ball left for Lancashire Lightning in the power play. A couple of player misses so far from Croft. Finch in. And again, can't get bat on ball. Really good stuff by Adam Finch. 6 overs gone. Earlier today, Stephen Croft took an absolutely magnificent catch. Hammered up towards mid-off. It's a spectacular leap by Croft on his home ground to take an absolute stunner as Worcestershire Rapids in the end finished on 177.49, and now Croft has got the bat in his hand with Joss Butler. 6 overs gone, 38 for 2, Lancashire's power play score. I'm going to see some spin now we're through the power play.
Yeah, the Rapids at this point were 47 for 2 at the end of their power play. So not a lot in it, 9 runs in it. Run rate currently is at 6.3, but required to go at 10s. So we just need to make sure that doesn't creep up, because that's when T20 chases starts to become more and more challenging, when the run rate creeps and creeps and creeps.
So Butler on strike. Mitchell Santner. His left arm round the wicket to Butler. Plays it cautiously to begin with, just easing the ball away through the covers for no run, where Brett D'Oliveira fields. Skipper of the Rapids, D'Oliveira. Butler off the back foot. Just works it square of the wicket, but again, no run. A couple of dot balls to start the 7th over.
Good call there from Stephen Croft, sending Butler back to the crease. I think it would have been, he's got backward point and point, so straight into their hands.
Santner to Butler. Just eased away to the left of D'Oliveira. That extra cover. Jogs through for a single. 25 to Butler now, 39 for 2.
Bowling a really slow pace is Santner today. And it's hard to get away. It's hard to generate pace on this wicket. No, he's almost floating it up there.
Into Croft. It's driven through mid-off for a single. Croft gets his first run, 40 for 2. This will be an intriguing little passage, this, won't it? With spin coming into the game, now we're through the power play. Lancashire spinners bowled nicely earlier on today. But the shuffling deep into his crease, and just with a little roll of the wrist, clips the ball behind square on the leg side for a single. The score moves on to 41 for 2. Butler to 26. It brings Croft back on strike. Here's Santner to Croft. Kind of rides the bounce there, doesn't he, Croft, and just trying to roll it down to third man. There's a very cheeky look on the face of Stephen Croft.
Yeah, he dragged that really short, did Santner, but because of the turn and grip it got, it was almost confused him, because it ended up becoming short and wide, and he wasn't quite set up for that delivery. So good over, good opening over from Santner. And like you say, the spinners in the first half for Lancashire really contained the game. It was only Livingston that I think Hose got after at one stage. He went for, I want to say, 22 off his 2 overs. But everyone else was really economical.
Yeah, Livingston 2 overs for 22. Hartley 2 overs, 1 for 11. Wells 4 overs, 1 for 29. Lancashire's spin contribution. Brett D'Oliveira continues the spinning theme. Bowling to Butler. Nudging the ball away to mid-wicket. They're going to come back for 2. Throw comes in. Croft having to leap in to make his ground.
That would have been a tough call if that was a direct hit. Hard to see from this angle, but really good piece of fielding.
Pat Brown it was. Might have been struggling with a direct hit. Butler comes down the pitch, hits it down towards long on. It bounces rather awkwardly. Just in front of Adam Hose on the long on boundary. Butler's 29 now, 44 for 2. D'Oliveira spins the ball from one hand to the other. Balls to Croft. Croft hits it on the bounce, back down the pitch, gathered by Brett D'Oliveira. And there's no run. In again to Croft. Off the back foot, trying to force the ball away. Excellent start this by a Rapid skipper.
Yes, it's proving really difficult, is this spin to get away. And it's how do they turn these dots into ones, really, because it's 3 from 4 deliveries.
This might be a single here. Push off the back foot through the offside. Throw comes in. And Butler safely home. Croft doubles his total, moves to 2. 45 for 2.
I think both spinners are taking a lot of pace off the ball. That's 51 miles an hour, which is a slow spinner in the men's game. I think they're very aware of the wicket.
Danced down the pitch by Butler and nudged away to mid-wicket. Oh, they're kind of having a conversation about coming back for 2, but decide against it. Completes the 8th over. 46 for 2 after 8. Croft 2, Butler on 30. It's like the burger vans are doing a bit of a roaring trade.
You can get whiffs of them every
You
now and
can,
again,
can't you?
yeah.
It's quite teasing, isn't it?
It is. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that they're still open when the game finishes so that I can prep for my game tomorrow with a burger.
I mean, a massive cheeseburger.
Maybe not. Maybe that's a really bad idea.
I think it's a marvellous idea. Here comes Santner to Butler, over number 9. And Butler tries to reverse it, can't get it past the fielders inside the circle. Adam Finch stopping the ball for the Rapids. So a dot ball to start the 9th over.
Feels a good option though. If you beat either of those men in the ring, it's 4 runs.
It's off the back foot, lifts it down the ground, just for a single. Holmes again doing the work at long on. Butler to 31, 47 for 2. Brings Croft back on strike. Santner to Croft, who stands there, waits for it and cuts the ball with as much force as he can away through the offside, but
48 miles an hour. They really are taking pace off the deliveries. It's proving really difficult to score, to generate pace.
48 for 2. Santner to Butler again. He reverse sweeps it.
And I think that's why Butler's going for the reverse sweep, to pierce that gap, to find a boundary option, because the run rate's creeping up now. 11.5 is required.
Santner to Butler, swatted down towards long on. Adam Hose is there to field. Butler moves on to 32. 49 for 2. 32 from 30 for Butler. Lancashire need him now to try and push on and convert that to a bigger score. Croft off the back foot, can't find a way through the offside. And the Rapids spinners are tangling Lancashire up into a rather sticky web here. 49 for 2 after 9. Butler 32, Croft on 3. You're kind of edging to that point after a couple of overs like this where you feel like something's going to give.
Yeah, they're creating a lot of pressure here. You can feel it at Blackpool. Croft 3 off 11 deliveries. They're just...
Butler's off the back foot trying to wallop it away through mid-wicket, but he plays and misses.
Just unable to generate any sort of boundary options, and the spinners are taking the pace off the ball. They're doing the job really, really well and effectively, even though it's not pleasant to watch.
Down comes Butler, hits it through the offside, bouncing out towards point. Pollock is there in the deep to field. Brings up the Lancashire Lightning 50. 50 for 2. Croft hammers it over extra cover. Well, that's the boundary that Lancashire were desperately searching for. That'll help to ease a bit of pressure that may have been developing. Croft whacking it up and over extra cover for 4 runs.
Yeah, rocks back and punches that through over extra cover for 4. No messing around there with Croft, and full intent to clear the ring.
And he's going again. He's dragging the ball out towards deep back with square leg. It is successive boundaries.
Dropped in the crowd, I think.
Dropped, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think it bounced into someone's hands and they weren't able to grab. Or were they? Because he's getting high fives from everyone.
As long as it didn't go into his beer. We had that last year in a couple of games. D'Oliveira to Croft, swing and a miss.
been able to take advantage of 2 shorter deliveries there. So D'Oliveira's just gone a little bit fuller and tangled him up once again. But
58 for 2, D'Oliveira to Croft. It's chopped away into the offside for a single. Croft moves on to 12, and that's the end of the over. It is. So that's the halfway point. 10 overs gone, 59 for 2. That's just a little bit of acceleration in that over, and much needed for Lancashire Lightning. Croft on to 12, Butler 33.
yeah, I think it's having a really clear plan for these spinners that are bowling a really slow pace here. The ball's holding in the pitch, and Croft there, when it was short, went really far back, dispatched it through the offside, back, dispatched through the leg side. So I think it's just being even clearer with your plans when the pace is not on the pitch. Change of bowler with Brown at this end, and again, being super clear with your boundary options.
Here comes Pat Brown over the wicket, balls to Croft. Bottom hand off the bat as he drops the ball away into the offside and jogs through for a single. Moves on to 13, 60 for 2 now. Brings Butler back on strike. Lancashire Lightning set 178 to win this T20 Blast fixture against the North Group leaders, the Worcestershire Rapids. Made a terrific start to this year's competition. Here's Brown in, bowls. Butler launches the ball away through the onside. Out towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. The umpire says that's 6 for Butler.
Brilliant from Butler. He's just sat really deep in his crease there. Turned that into the delivery he wanted and accessed wide, long on. 6 runs. Brilliant from Butler, using the depth of his crease so well against the pace.
66 for 2, Butler to 39 now, and he's scooping now this time. Butler is in the game now. Butler, 6 more, I reckon. Down towards the fine leg boundary. It is successive 6s for Butler. We fancied Butler's been waiting for Blackpool, and he's coming to life on the seaside.
Yeah, amazing from Butler, doing what Butler does best, playing the scoop shot, taking a length delivery, turning it to 6. From blazing it down the ground to delicately scooping it over his left shoulder. When he's hitting the ball 360 like this, it's so difficult to know where to bowl.
45 to Butler, 72 for 2. Brown in, bowls. And a plainer miss this time from Just Butler, looking to try and just bend his knees and cut the ball. Powerful shot he can play, just behind point, that type of shot. I've seen him hit that type of shot for 6 before.
Yeah, well, that's when the bowler just takes his line wider, because anything straight's going straight or going scooping over his head. And Butler just missed out on that one.
72 for 2. It's Pat Brown into to Butler, driven square of the wicket down towards the deep backward point boundary. Jog back for a couple more. Takes him to 47 not out. 74 for 2. Target of 178 to win the game. So 104 more runs required. And 1 ball left of the 11th over, and then there'll be 54 deliveries to get them. Pat Brown in conversation with his captain at the top of his mark. He's gone for a couple of Just Butler 6s in this over, Pat Brown. What's the conversation going to result in? A little change to the field. They're going to bring up third man. Third man comes inside the circle. Fine leg, just shuffling back towards the boundary. Here's Brown to Butler. Oh, it's edged. It's gone beyond the reach of the keeper. It's gone down to the boundary. It's 4 for Butler. It brings up a 50 for Jos Butler. And he gets there with the ball squeezed away past the dive of the keeper down to the boundary for 4. A couple of really big Butler hits for 6. And it's party time for Butler in Blackpool. 51 not out from 37. It's 78 for 2, Lancashire Lightning. Exactly 100 more runs to win.
Yeah, thick edge for Butler to bring up his 50. I think he needs some fortune at the moment to turn around his form in this competition. 51 from just 37 deliveries, and he's looked in top class. Few deliveries have challenged him, but he looks in safe nick tonight.
This is Stephen Croft hammering the ball up and over long on, down towards the boundary. And the 12th over sent down by Brett D'Oliveira starts with Croft launching it high over long on for 6. And there's a little kind of hill on the far side of the ground. There is a slope that supporters sit on top of that little ridge. And there were some school kids there clambering down the slope trying to get to the ball.
They're rolling down the hill, which I don't think is a great idea at the moment, kids. Stephen Croft is playing with intent now, full commitment, looking in much better rhythm.
Croft hits it along the ground this time, but the outcome could be 4 more. It is. 4 more to Croft. This time played all along the surface, slap past the bowler, down towards the long off boundary. 6 and a 4, both hit past the bowler. Croft to 23 now, 88 for 2, 90 to win, 52 balls left. Is D'Oliveira to Croft. Takes a single off the back foot, hammered up towards mid-off for 1 run.
They've just taken the positive option there, has Croft. Rather than letting D'Oliveira spin a web and get him in trouble, he's looked at playing with full face of the bat, striking down the ground. Much better from Croft.
D'Oliveira to Butler, and he's a step down the pitch and thumps it beyond the reach of the bowler.
You can allow slower bowlers to control you if you're not careful, and it's having a clear plan to someone that's bowling late 40s, early 50 miles per hour to you.
D'Oliveira to Croft, looks to sweep it, plain a miss, and taken by Cox, who then clips off the bails.
Because if you're tentative, that's when their pace dominates. That slower pace, really difficult to play, but he's just waited, and striking the ball much better.
D'Oliveira to Croft, plenty of bottom hand this time, and drags the ball through the leg side for a single. He's nicked the strike, he has. It's the end of the over, so 12 gone. And it's 91 for 2 after 12, so 48 balls left, 87 to win. Watch out in the crowd right now, because Butler and Croft are striking it sweetly and have taken the attack to the Worcestershire Rapids. Croft 25 from 21, Butler 52 from 38.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very good game here at Blackpool. 48 balls remaining, 87 to win. It's going to be a good chase.
Santner's going to return. He's only gone for 6 from 2 overs. Croft down on 1 knee trying to sweep it.
It was the right line to sweep. A bit quicker there from Santa, more like 60 miles an hour, and I think that's the adjustment of pace that they're playing with here. 10 miles an hour as a spinner, much quicker, so Croft is into his shot earlier and then it just hits his pad.
Santner to Croft off the back foot, slices the ball away through the offside out towards Pat Brown on the cover boundary, 1 run.
Whereas that delivery, 48 miles an hour. So he really is changing his pace here. The slower delivery, so hard to generate anything from, but Butler and Croft have shifted through the gears. They're taking positive options now.
92 for 2, Butler back on strike. Santner in, balls, cut firmly away, 4 runs. Nicely timed by Butler, little bend of the knees, shuffles back, carves it away.
Yeah, amazing from Butler. He's played that so late, through backward point. His classic cut shot, but head over the ball. Fantastic timing and eloquence.
96 for 2, Santner to Butler, reverse, hits it. Oh, and he's been put down. I think that's a sharp chance. He's gone on the reverse.
Yeah, that was a tough chance, but it was a chance, and it was a chance to get Butler. Reverses, full stretch dive, and just bounces out the hands of Brown, I think it was.
97 for 2, Croft back on strike. That's cut, picked up at backward point. No run. Adam Finch with the effort to try and dismiss Butler. It was a sharp chance, but it would go down as being an opportunity not taken. Croft shuffles this one off the back foot through the offside for 1 run. Moves on to 27. That's the end of the over. 13 overs gone. So 42 balls left. 80 to win. Oh, could be in for a terrific finish here, couldn't we?
I think we will be. That was another good over. 13 from his 3. Santa still has 1 over remaining, and the spinners have really slowed the run rate here. 80 to win off 7 overs, so it's going to be a tough ask. Going at probably 11.5, I would have said. Have to get the calculator out to get that spot on.
Blimey. Had enough of that with the Thunder match, trying to work out what they had to do to win that match with the bonus point. Get your calculator out.
I don't know what to do.
It's not a good start. Over number 14. Croft on strike. And Bracewell into the attack. And the balls to Croft. Flashed away through the leg side. Might be starting with the boundary. He does. He's going to run up the hill. As the kids scampering up to try and get to the ball. 4 to Croft. 31 to him. Brings up 3 figures for Lancashire Lightning. 102 for 2.
Well, I can confirm it's 11.4 and over, so they need to strike 2 boundaries and over to keep them in this run chase.
Bracewell to Croft. Croft hits it high out towards deep mid-wicket. Watch out in the crowd. It's heading in your direction. Kids diving for cover everywhere there. Croft gets 6. Hammered over deep mid-wicket.
It's a great strike from Croft. Almost down on 1 knee. Slog sweep. 10 off the over.
Great start that, isn't it? 70 to win from 40 now. 108 for 2. Croft waits and cuts. Picked up at backward point though. No run. Dot ball.
There was that 1 over from de Grandhomme that went for 19. I think Livingstone had a over that went for 16. And these are the type of overs you've got to take advantage of.
Croft on 37. Goes again, Croft. Slog sweeping out towards deep mid-wicket, but Pat Brown out there in the deep with the sun shining on into his face. He's got his sunglasses on. He'll need them with the sun shining brightly. Just a 1 to Croft. 38 he moves now onto. 109 for 2. Here's Bracewell. Butler off the back foot pulls the ball out towards deep square leg. Just for a single. Butler to 58, not out. Lancashire Lightning to 110 for 2. 1 ball left of the 14th over. 68 to win. 37 balls left. Butler and Croft on strike. Out there in the middle together. Croft on strike. He's left alone, but it's a wide ball by Bracewell.
He's fuming by that, is Bracewell. He's even having a chat with the umpire about it. But those tram lines aren't your friends, unfortunately. And if you're on the outside of that inner tram line, it is a wide, Bracewell.
To Boyd again. Into to Croft. Muscled out through the onside. He's cut off at long on. Excellent work out in the deep.
Yeah, good running by Croft and Butler there. Scamper back for 2. Good over, 13 from it.
Yeah, good stuff. Croft 40 from 30. Butler 58 from 41. These could be the future Stephen Crofts. He's a well, wearing their Blackpool cricket tops. It's the future Stephen Croft in there somewhere.
Or a Richard Gleeson.
Or it could be a Richard Gleeson, yeah, could be.
Said his brother-in-law was the first team captain, so if he's ever available, he just drops him a message. Or I think Rich gets pestered every week by the sounds of it.
Yeah. I'm just rocking up and facing Richard Gleeson over the course of a weekend. It's not what you want, really.
Brought Pennington back in the attack. They know the breakthrough wicket here is so critical for the Rapids. 113 for 2. Butler and Croft building a really strong partnership. Still require 65 from the last 6 overs. And Pennington, who's bowled 3 overs, 1 for 11, comes back into the attack.
He's bowled beautifully, hasn't he? He's been the absolute pick of the seamers, certainly Pennington. His skipper's turned to him here. Needs a wicket. Needs Butler, really. Butler's on strike. Here comes Pennington in and bowls. Oh, he's edged it behind. Butler has gone for 58. Frustration for Butler. Pennington strikes. Just what Worcestershire Rapids needed. Real disappointment around the ground. Top edge down to the keeper. Butler has to depart, and Lancashire Lightning see the end of that partnership. And Butler, his best scorer of the season so far in the blast for Lancashire Lightning, but he was unable, to his frustration, to go on and turn that 58 into something bigger and try and get Lancashire over the line. 113 for 3.
Well, he's disappointed in that, is Butler. He's been brilliant as Pennington so far, but that first up was good length but reasonably wide, one that you'd expect Butler to put away, and instead gets a top edge into the keeper's gloves. Pennington will be chuffed with that. 2 for 11 off his 3.1 overs. And Butler departs.
I suppose
58.
To a degree, it's a little bit of a gamble, that, isn't it, by the Rapids? They might have fancied Pennington's final over being a little bit towards the back end of the innings, but they've brought him back in, and the decision's worked an absolute treat, hasn't it?
Hasn't it just? First ball, wicket. You couldn't ask for much more as a captain. But I think that's where T20 cricket, you've got to take the positive option. You've got to take the risks sometimes, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But if you need a wicket now, it's more crucial to get it now than in the penultimate over when there's 20 to win. This could stagnate the run rate dramatically.
Daryl Mitchell, the new batter. He'll get a single here. It's off the back foot. It's right on top of the bounce and just drops it away into the leg side. Mitchell moves to 1, so it's 114 for 3. It's a 64 needed to win from 34 deliveries. A new batter coming out to join Croft. He's back on strike, Stephen Croft. Beaten on 40. He goes back and cuts the ball, bounces just in front. Short third. Oh, they're going to get through. This could be a tie. This could be a run out. And he's gone. Croft has been run out. Oh, it's a horrible, horrible run out. And it's 2 wickets in the over. The 2 set batters are gone. Butler followed by Croft, who's been run out.
What a terrible mix-up. Croft watching the ball, and Mitchell will set off very, very late with little communication. Croft fuming at that, but commits to the run as Mitchell runs past him despite being the set batter. I think that's the team in him that ran forward there. It's proven a big over for the Rapids. 2 wickets, the 2 set batters, that's who they wanted to get rid of. They didn't think they'd get rid of Croft that way. And we've seen this before, Livingston and Mitchell back together to rebuild. They haven't got a lot of time to do it.
No.
On a pitch that's proving really difficult to get a start on. I think the advantage now goes into the Rapids corner quite dramatically. 114 for 4 off 14.3 overs.
Brett D'Oliveira's decision to go to Dylan Pennington has worked an absolute treat. He's got rid of Butler, he's got rid of Croft in this over. 64 from 33. Mitchell shovels the ball away off his hip out towards deep square leg for a single. Moves on to 2, 115 for the loss of 4 wickets. So Liam Livingston, Lancashire's captain, out in the middle. What's Livingston got up his sleeve for tonight?
Said it before, haven't we? We need a captain's innings here. We've said it the last 4 occasions.
Pennington to Livingston. Just drops it into the offside, but there's no run. Well, he's got 1 ball left as Dylan Pennington He's picked up 2 for 13. He's got his run out as well. It's been a brilliant bowling performance in the power play and then coming back in for the Rapids. Maybe a little earlier than what they would have perhaps preferred, but it has worked a treat for Worcestershire. And then balls, it's off the hit by Livingston. He's a bit frustrated, Pennington, but it shouldn't take the edge off what's been a really good night for him with the ball. It's 4 runs for Lancashire Lightning, bonus runs, glanced away off the hit by Livingston. Boundary to end the over. And Lancashire Lightning, 119 for 4, 30 balls left and 59 to win.
Yeah, Pennington's been outstanding tonight, pick of the bowlers. And they brought him back on for that strike wicket. They wanted to break the partnership of Croft and Butler. Both batters have departed in that over. Huge over for the Rapids. 59 required off the last 5 overs. And they're bringing Finch back into the attack, who also started off very well. He's bowled 2 overs, 1 for 8 runs.
I like this from Brett D'Oliveira. 2 gun bowlers back into the attack. Oh, what a shot from Mitchell. That's 6. It's glorious. He's played that shot so well, doesn't he? That lofted drive for 6 back over the bowler's head. We've seen it so many times already. Or was it 1 bounce and 4?
1 bounce 4, yeah, just shy of the rope, but beautiful shot from Mitchell. Just stands and delivers and elbows high to the sky. Superb.
It's a great follow through, isn't it? Stands there and admires it, holds the pose. He didn't time this one. Sounded a bit tinny off the bat, didn't it, really? A bit thin off the wood.
Yeah, we've had a lot of that today, haven't we?
We have.
It's not been an easy pitch to really fire on. I think batters that have done well have built their innings and had time to build and take advantage of fuller deliveries, but it's a real task here for Livingston and Mitchell.
Livingston's back on strike. It's Finch. Let's run down towards 3rd man just for a single. Livingston moves on to 5. 125 for 4. So 4, a 1 and a 1 so far in this 16th over.
Yeah, they need 12 and over. So 2 boundaries, 4 singles, that gets you there. But without the boundaries, that's when the score just gets further and further out of reach.
53 to win, 27 balls left. Mitchell waits for Finch, who sets off again and balls to Mitchell. It's driven back beyond the bowler, just for a single. Down towards Adam Hose on the long on boundary.
Lovely shot from Mitchell again, just drove for 4. Didn't quite get hold of it like he had the previous delivery, but I think straight and side screens is a really good option against Finch. The shortest boundary is straight here at Blackpool.
Not without its risk, I guess. They're both long off and long on, lurking behind the bowler. Oh, Livingston steps to leg side. It's banged in short, but it's a no ball. No ball over head height.
Came down to that, did Mitchell as well, and wasn't able to get a bat on it.
So 128 for 4. 50 to win off 26. It's not a free hit, this. Only the free hit for the front foot, no ball. Finch to Livingston. Hammers that one away off the back foot through the offside. It's raced all along the ground for 4.
Brilliant from Livingston there. It's gone down the pitch, met the ball on a half volley, driven through extra cover for 4. Fielded by the kids out there who are pumping, fist pumping for the fielding, loving it. How good.
Livingston to 9. 132 for 4. Final ball of the 16th over. Finch to Livingston. That's worked behind square on the leg side. Santner fielding. Livingston gets a single. Keeps the strike, moves on to double figures. So Livingston's on 10, Mitchell's on 8. 24 balls left, 45 to win. Home fans still believing that they can do this. Worcestershire Rapids will fancy their chances of defending this. It's a really close one to call with two very, very good batters together, Mitchell and Livingston.
Yeah, it's going to be a good finish here at Blackpool. 11.2 required each over, 2 boundaries and over. And we saw at this stage of the game for Lancashire, or for Worcester when they were batting, there was one really costly over, and that's what Lancashire will be looking to do. They'll be looking to dominate at least 1 over in the next 2 overs to put themselves instead for this run chase.
Well, the 17th over will be sent down by Mitchell Santner. He's got Livingston on strike. Santner balls to Livingston. It's down the leg side. That will be signalled as a wide. So that helps a little bit.
Yep, every run counts,
It
no
does,
matter how
yeah.
it comes.
134 for 4, so 44 to win. Mitchell trying to guide the ball away, backward of square on the offside.
Yeah, there's just no pace to really guide that through the gap.
Livingston
But
moves to
one
11.
scored.
Yep, just ticks on to 11. Santner comes back into to Mitchell. Wristy shot there, which is flicked away in front of square on the leg side, but again just for 1.
Well fielded by the Rapids out there. The Rapid in the outfield, running onto the ball, ensuring that no ones turn into 2s. They're scurrying between the wickets to try and turn those 1s into 2s at Lancashire at the moment.
Santner to Livingston, just rolled off the face of the bat. Back
Really
square on the
is.
offside.
He's taking all the pace off the ball, is Santner. It's so difficult to play. I think he'll be bowling about 46 miles, about like a Michael Parkinson's sort of pace.
Here's Mitchell hitting it back over the bowler's head. This is 6. That's clattering into the sight screen. That's a Mitchell shot that we've seen so many times. A straight drive. Got the follow through there. Ferocious hitting from Mitchell. Plays that one really well.
So good from Mitchell. Favourite shot in his locker is that straight drive for 6. It's beautiful.
Santner to Mitchell. Sweeps this time. Gets it past short fine leg. This could be another boundary. Oh, it's great work. Cut off. Ed Pollock it was. Flicks the ball away. Well, they've run 3 in the end. But does he just save a run here? Yeah, it's a great effort.
What a great piece of fielding there by Pollock, and every single run counts at this stage of the game. 32 required from 19.
Livingston 12, he's back on strike. They ran 3. Final ball of Mitchell Santner's 4th over. And Livingston goes deep into the crease and flicks it past the bowler. Leaps away to his right. Gets a single. End of the over, 17 gone, so 3 overs left. 18 balls to get 31 runs. Livingston on 13, Mitchell on 18, 147 for 4. And look at that, Lancashire have just nudged up above where Worcestershire were at this stage.
Well, this was the Colin de Grant home over that went for 19 runs, and then Luke Wood and Mitchell pulled it back by going for, I think, 5 and 3 in the final over. So a big over here will put the game in Lancashire's hands with just 31 required from 3 overs.
Who's going to bowl this? Because I'm with you. I think they'll look at this over now. 3 left. They'll try and target one of these, won't they? See to try and get it down to something really manageable in the final over. They're going to have Pat Brown. 2 overs for 33.
You've still got big hitters in the dugout as well that can come out and strike the ball.
Livingston 13 not out, so 31 to win from 18 balls. Here's Brown in and bowls to Livingston, lofted high towards the leg side, bouncing in towards the crowd. Umpire signals a 6. Perfect start to the over for Lancashire Lightning. The captain swatting that away towards deep mid-wicket for 6.
Brilliant from Livingston there. One of his classic shots, slightly fuller from Brown, and Livingston able to take full advantage of that. The crowd are loving it in Blackpool.
He's changed his mind. He's changed it to a 4. It's gone from 6 to a 4.
We're calling it terribly tonight.
Well, to be fair, he did signal 6. I was going off what the umpire said to begin.
I thought that was a 6 as well.
Well, he's changed his mind. He's giving it as a 4 now. 151 for 4. Livingston back over the bowler's head. This will be 6. Catch it if you can. I think that's disappeared outside the ground. His body's flying everywhere. It's a gorgeous lofted drive by Livingston. Bang! Look at that. Held the pose as well. 6 for the Lancashire captain. I need to double check that. That's pretty emphatic. That's gone all the way.
Well, Darryl, anything you can do, I can do better. That's a beautiful straight drive for 6. Exactly what they need at this stage. 21 to win off 16 balls. The tides have turned here today at Blackpool.
2 balls later, and the game changes, doesn't it? 21 from 16. In comes Brown, balls to Livingston. He's hammer it, but straight to mid-off. And Livingston goes for 23. So 4 and a 6, and he goes again, but hammers it straight down the throat of the Worcestershire Rappers skipper, Brett D'Oliveira. And Brown strikes.
I don't mind that from Livingstone, though, because those last 2 balls have put the favour in Lancashire's hand, despite a new batter coming to the crease. And it's almost a repeat of the Stephen Croft catch from the first half. It's really hard to drive over mid-off, to drive over extra on this pitch. But a really good knock from Livingston. 23 from 12. He's changed the fate. It's Hartley that's coming out to bat now. I've got a lot of faith in him at 7. He's proved himself with the bat. And Brown, with 3 balls remaining in his over.
What a typical kind of T20 over this can be. You hit for 4, it was signalled a 6, then changed to a 4, then the next ball does go for 6, and then you pick up the wicket with your 3rd ball of the over. Who knows what the final 3 will conjure up. 21 to win, 15 balls left. Tom Hartley, the new batter.
Well, this is the Colin de Grandhomme over, isn't it? So
it is. Yeah. Well, Hartley can give it a thwack.
He certainly can. Everyone's bringing in this Josh shuffle as well.
Brown to Hartley. Oh, he's gone high out towards the leg side. Will it land safe? No, I think he's taken it. He has. That's a fantastic catch off his own bowling. That's brilliant by Pat Brown to catch up to it and take the catch. It went a mile in the air. Skied it, did Tom Hartley. He went chasing after it and takes a really good catch off his own bowling. Must have run thick end of 20 yards to catch up with it, maybe further.
Yeah, that was brilliant from Brown because his long on was out, his cover was out. It was him that had to catch that if he wanted to take Hartley's wicket. And again, it just puts the brake on the over. It really is turning into a good game of cricket here today at Blackpool. Brown, he goes for 6, he goes for 4. It's a wicket, it's another wicket. This is T20 cricket. It's at its best, Scott Reed.
It is Phoebe Graham. It's on a hat-trick as well now.
Don't think at this stage he's bringing in
extra catches.
Yeah.
Well, it's 3 slips. So
well,
de Grandhomme. De Grandhomme, the new batter. Oh my word.
21 off 14 balls. What a game of cricket this is turning out to be.
4-6, wicket. Hartley gone. First ball duck. Went a mile in the air. Brown went
just
charging
like
after
Wells' wicket, wasn't it?
Was. Hat-trick ball to de Grandhomme. That's pushed away into the offside for a single. So 1-5-8-4-6.
I think the job of de Grandhomme is just getting Mitchell on strike. It takes a lot to get your eye into this pitch. Mitchell's only had 8 deliveries, but he's seeing it well. He's scored 18 off them. I think get Mitchell on strike. That'll be my task for de Grandhomme going in.
13 balls left, 20 to win. Get Mitchell on strike, yeah. Well, he's on strike for the final ball of the over. 18 from 8. There's Brown to Mitchell. It's just pushed away towards the leg side. Oh, they might going to come back for 2. Throw comes in towards the bowler's end by Pat Brown. Slaps the ground in frustration. They've scurried back for a cheeky 2. End of the over. And they've run 2, and that could be vital, couldn't it? Having to force that second pick up and throw. Oh, he's well out. He's out by a mile if he hits.
Oh, he'd have been out if he'd have thrown it into his friend at the stumps there to take the wicket. But they ran well. They got the 2. And it'll be de Grandhomme on strike, so forget my tactic. 18 to wins off 2 deliveries. Finch comes back into the attack, who's been phenomenal today. He's bowled 3 overs, 1 for 22. And it'll be now that he'll need to step up. Death plans in place, long on, long off, mid-wicket, square leg and cover.
18 to win, 12 balls left. Full but wide, and signalled as a wide by the umpire. Look at Finch's face. He turns around and looks at Neil Pratt and says, really? Well, we saw something similar a bit earlier on in the game when Mitchell bowled a wide Yorker. He sends down a wide Yorker, but signalled as a wide by the umpire.
The umpires have stayed very true to the tram lines throughout this competition, no matter where the batter's moving.
17 to win off 12. Oh, that's full toss. Oh, he's going to give it as a no. He's no balled it. No ball. The 2 umpires have a little look at each other. Square leg umpire confirms. No ball signalled. So a wide and a no ball to start the 19th over. So it's 1-6, 3 for 6. So it's 15 to win off 12 now.
So it was quite unfortunate with Finch there, because it was a slower ball and it was dipping. So it wasn't dangerous. It came through waist height, but the no ball was called.
15 to win off 12. Finch hasn't bowled a regulation delivery yet. He has now. De Grandhomme works it to the leg side, just for a single. Moves on to 2. 164 for 6. 14 to win from 11. You're listening to BBC Radio Lancashire, BBC Sport website and app, live on Lancs TV. We're at Stanley Park in Blackpool for this T20 blast fixture between Lancashire Lightning and the Worcestershire Rapids, and it's going down to the wire. 14 to win off 11. Mitchell 20. The man on strike. Take a breath, Adam Finch. In and balls to Mitchell. Mitchell scoops it away through the offside. It clears extra cover down towards the boundary. Pat Brown comes round to complete it. They'll come back and run 2. It's the time the throw comes in from Brown. Kids are loving it behind him. He's come back for 2 in the end.
That was a clean strike by Daryl Mitchell. I think we felt it was going to go for 4, but cover did well to swoop round, cut off the boundary. 2 runs scored. 12 to win off 10 deliveries.
Or 11 to tie. 166 for 6. Mitchell 22. Finch in and balls. That's drilled through the covers again. Chases on. Will it reach the rope? It does. 4 for Mitchell. Takes it into single figures for Lancashire Lightning now. And the New Zealander hammering the ball away through extra cover for 4 runs. 8 to win from 9 balls.
Well, this is a great knock from Mitchell. 26 from his 11 deliveries. And a wide full toss is punished through extra cover. Thank you very much. 8 runs to win now from 9 deliveries.
Finch starts again. Wide, no ball, then a 1, then a 2, then a 4. Mitchell waits, Finch bowls. It's driven down the ground. Adam Hose comes up from the long on boundary to field, and they run through for 1. 171 for 6. 7 to win from 8 balls with the Grand Dame on strike.
Just feels like there'll be another plot twist. I don't know why. It's just been one of those days, hasn't it, where it's been topsy-turvy.
Right. Where's your late plot twist coming here? I hope it's not in a bad way. I hope it's not a funny twist. There's de Grand Dame, balls cut away through the offside. Sorry, just a backward point by Kashif Ali. As Finch got through the over, no, still got one more left. It's been a never-ending over. Started with the wide and with the no balls. We've still got one delivery left. 6 to win from 7. De Grand Dame gets a single from that. He moves on to 3. 172 for 6. Brings Mitchell back on strike. 6 to win. Will he win it with a 6? He likes to hit it back over the bowler's head, Mitchell. He loves a lofted drive for 6. Not on this occasion. Bottom hand off the bat.
They're running hard.
Yeah, they want to come back for 2.
Come back for 2. Brilliant running from Mitchell and de Grand Dame, putting pressure on the Rapids in the field. Push for 2 and leaving only 4 to win off the last over.
It's time for a sing-song, you know, Phoebe. It's the T20 anthem.
You going to join in, Scott?
I kind of leave those things for Bumble when he has a go. Oh, they give it a little bit of a go, didn't they? Well, a few did.
Much better spirits now, aren't they? Now the game looks like it's in our hands.
Yes. A few more smiles on the face now of the home supporters. Sir Pat Brown to bowl the final over. He's not got much to work with here, has he?
Not at all. He needs some magic.
He does.
And with that 4 to win for the last over, Lancashire 174 from 6. De Grand Dame on strike.
4 to win it. Brown to de Grand Dame. It's pushed into the offside. Pick up and throw by Brown. Oh, they're going to run back for 2. Shuffle their way back for 2. Brown trying to run de Grand Dame out. He missed. It was a powerful throw towards the bowler's end. And with the field set back, he's turned and come back for a couple. To take Lancashire Light into within 2 of victory. Hit and he's gone. He missed and they came back for another.
I suppose at this stage of the game, wickets are key, aren't they? I don't mind it. It feels like it's now in Lancashire's hands well and truly, but if he hit there, it'd have been a completely different game. They wouldn't have got the run, a wicket in the bag, and it'd have been 4 off 5, but instead Lancashire require 2 off the remaining 5.
Brown and D'Oliveira chatting, just waiting for making de Grand Dame wait a wee bit longer. Not see any noticeable change to the field. Everybody's inside the circle, apart from deep square leg. 2 to win. Let's glance down towards short fine leg. Through they go for a leg bye. So de Grand Dame remains on 5, but Lancashire 1 run away from a victory against the North Group leaders and ending their sequence of 4 successive defeats, and on the brink of extending their unbeaten home run. Would move it to 18 matches unbeaten at home.
Should be a good day out for Lancashire today, with Thunder winning this morning at Blackpool against the Roses. Clash the Northern Diamonds, gets them through into finals day on Saturday in the Charlotte Edward Cup, and Lancashire just 1 run away from winning this game against the Rapids.
Yeah, just a moment away from lightning following thunder to make it a T20 double victory. Smacked back over the bowler's head by Daryl Mitchell for 4 runs to win it. And it is A Thunder Lightning double in Blackpool. Mitchell hitting the winning runs. Lancashire end their sequence of 4 defeats on the spin. Set 178 to win the game. They've got there with 4 wickets in hand to win this T20 fixture here at Stanley Park, to make it a double day out, a double day delight for Thunder and Lightning, and a really good game of T20 cricket, Phoebe.
Yeah, well played, Daryl Mitchell. A fantastic knock from him there. 33 from just 14 deliveries, and exactly what Lancashire needed. A win, a victory after 4 defeats. It's definitely what they needed. Huge sigh of relief from the changing room, I'm sure. And now the momentum back in Lancashire's half as they go into the second half of this T20 Blast campaign. They've got 4 wins from 8 games with 6 games remaining. It puts it back into their destiny. Really well played by Lancashire. Great chase in the end, and a good knock up front by Joss Butler.
It was, yeah. Butler does Blackpool in style to help Lancashire get over the line and clinch a victory. If you're watching on Lancs TV as Mitchell and de Grandon head back towards the dressing rooms, we're going to hand you over to Fraser, who's pitch side.
Yes, indeed, that was some run chase. Was an incredible victory. Gleeson's here with me. What were you going to there? I think you were having kittens, weren't you?
Yeah, at the 10 over mark, I thought we were well behind, but you know, like I said before, it was if you got in and you could score quickly with the small boundaries, and yeah, the boys did well to get us over the line in the end.
We've been looking for a while, haven't we, for a big innings from Joss Butler, and my word, he delivered today. Yeah,
I think it looked difficult up top. The new ball, it was sticking in a little bit, looked tricky, and he rode that well and prospered when it got a bit flatter. So he got a nice score, and hopefully that starts him off for the rest of the tournament.
Let's bring Joss in to come and join you. Joss, many congratulations, well played. You must be absolutely delighted with that performance this afternoon.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of areas for us to still work on, but we're desperate for a win. So.
That was some run chase, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't straightforward. It wasn't straightforward at the start. I think they bowled well, but I thought the composure that Daryl Mitchell showed there to get us over the line, a great partnership with Liam Livingston, and nice to finish it off for him.
We've been hoping for a big performance from you ever since you came back here. You certainly delivered that tonight.
Yeah, getting better. No, I certainly didn't feel at my best, but sometimes you got to try and scrap through it and try and just contribute. I think it's a team game. You just got to try and deliver as best as you can and be one of 11. As I said, I think there's plenty of areas for us to still improve, but it's nice to get a win under our belt.
And ably assisted in that partnership with 75 from Stephen Croft.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been such an experienced player for a long period of time, been a great player for Lancashire over the years, and continues to do that for us.
Wickets did tumble a little bit after that as well, but we've got Daryl Mitchell and Liam Livingston in there who are ticking over the scoreline as well. So to have that quality of batter all the way down this order that you got here, that's something special, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, absolutely, and it makes you feel more comfortable in the middle as well. It allows you to try and take risks because you've got great players behind you as well. So now we've got a lot of experience within the group. Obviously we've had a little bit of a tough run of results, but I'm very confident in the boys we can turn it round, and hopefully this can be the start of a nice run of games for us.
I'm going to ask, how much of a relief was it to get a win after that difficult run of 4 defeats?
Yeah, it is. It's great to get a win. I think we spoke a little bit before the game about we're going to lose games of cricket along the way, but let's do it in a fashion that we sort of play that Lancashire way, I think, and commit and compete.
The fact is that Worcestershire were top. They're only 2 points ahead of you, though. The fact is nobody's really taken this group by the scruff of the neck so far. So despite the fact that you've had a few defeats, you're still very much in there with a shout at this early stage.
Yeah, absolutely. It's easy to look quite far ahead in this competition, but it's a very long competition. There's plenty more games to go, and of course you want to get in the top 2, but it's just very important to just try and qualify, and anything can happen from there.
And just finally, what does it say about the character of the side to have gone through the run that you've been on and then to come back with a win like that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great character. There's no one else who's going to get you out of it apart from yourselves. You're the ones who have to go out there and bat and bowl still. So, no, it's important to try and stand up, keep trusting the things that have served you well. Even when you've been losing games, you've got to commit to that even more, I think, when you're on those kind of run of form.
Josh, terrific run from you. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. We'll take that from you. Thanks very much indeed, Josh Butler. Come back in, Gleeson, join me. He was the man, wasn't he, as far as batting was concerned. We said, you know, it was great for him to get in there. Ably assisted, though, by Stephen Croft, and it takes a Blackpool lad to really set Blackpool alight tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, I think Darryl barbecued him a little bit there, so he had to take the mantle. But yeah, Crofty's experience on here, and he knows the ground dimensions really well. And the wicket, and him and Josh together, they absorbed that pressure and then managed to kick on and get us a bit of momentum. We obviously lost them in a cluster, but then Livy and Darryl managed to get a few big blows in and get us more towards that total.
Darryl knows his pitch very well as well, doesn't he? Because he's played here as an overseas pro,
Yeah.
so he had a good idea of what to expect too.
Yeah, he knows a lot of the guys around here. His wife's here as well. She was over with him when he was here last time, so it's nice for him to come back as well and be part of the club. I know there's a lot of guys here that want to catch up with him and see him. Hopefully he'll be here in a few weeks as well when the 4 day is here as well.
And as I mentioned, we've had this bad run of form, 4 defeats. Now they get a victory. What will that do for confidence now going forward for the rest of this tournament?
Winning's a habit, so that will give us a bit of a kick-start into the next few games. I think we've got one more and then a break for the 4 day in the middle, and then hopefully kick on for the back end. But we've not hit our straps. That's clear to see, and the boys know that. And there's still a lot of work, but the fact that we can win games of cricket when we're not at our best is a real positive.
And Bill, hopefully before too long we'll see you back in action, will we?
Fingers crossed. Next couple of weeks.
We wish you the best. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, Cleese. Great to have you. Thanks very much indeed. Thanks very much to everybody involved in today's production. Thanks, of course, for you for watching. And don't forget, the conversation keeps going on all of our social channels. So get in touch with us on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitter, you name it, we're on it. The route goes on. The win is in the bag. 2 wins from 2 today. Congratulations as well to the Thunder, who earlier made it through to the finals day of the Charlotte Edwards Cup. But from everybody here at Blackpool rather, we do like to be beside the seaside. It's been a fantastic day. 2 wins from 2. We'll see you again soon.